smoky clubs to fields of green, her life took a turn, but her rhythm's still the same. Feel the passion burn. On stage she was a queen, now the land's her throne. Every note she sang now echoes in seeds she's sown. Her journey's just begun, a new chapter in her song. Watch her dance with the seasons, right where she belongs. She was a jazz and blues singer, making her way around the world. The journey stopped, but the song did not. So what's going on with you, girl? She started a YouTube channel and learned how to grow veggies, fruits, and bread, and a bunch of chickens in a row. Diva of the stage to diva in the dirt. Same diva, new life, diva in the dirt. Singing sweet melodies now with the earth. From city lights to moonlit nights, she's found her worth. With every seed she plants, a new story grows. From the mite to the soil, a rhythm she knows. Diva in the dirt, watch her thrive and gleam. Same passion, new dreams on the homestead scene.
Well, welcome in. It's been a very long time since I've seen you all because I didn't do a live last week. And I know that you all kind of got together and were under someone else's, I think it was Shawnee's live or something like that. So just a quick few hellos. Thank you all so much for coming in. And yes, tonight I am going to just be one-on-one with Shawnee. And so very excited to, for us to get to know her. I know you guys have seen some of her lives, but there's probably a few people who haven't seen, just who she is. And so I have some great questions, thanks to ChatGPT that's going to help us out with some really great questions. So anyway, and thank you, CR, for coming in. I really appreciate that. And of course, our fabulous moderator, Miss Sharon, thank you so much for coming in. And the Bud Files, welcome. Good to see you. And here we go. Hello, Serena. Good to see you. And Bayou Sugar Garden, welcome. Doing a little bit of dancing, a little bit of singing, and some microphone. J3GS Farms. Oh, look at that very nice logo that you've got going on there. Thank you so much. So, hey, how you doing? Everyday life of an OCD chick. Good to see you. Lovely to see you. I'm just scrolling through here. Cheryl Norris. Thank you so Norris, I think it is. Thank you so much for coming in. David Core with Crop. Welcome. Thank you so much for coming in. So I am going to bring up our guest of honor. So this is very exciting. It's going to be one of my first times to do a kind of a more focused interview. But I've gotten to know Shawnee, and all of you that have gotten to know her, she's an old soul. She's young, but she's an old soul because, well, come on, she hangs out with all the old folks like us, right? We've all become good friends. And then she also is our Googler. Like, we see how well she researches. She just, it's between her and my daughter. Like, so if Shawnee's in the room, then I'm going to ask Shawnee. If my daughter's in the room, I'll ask my daughter. So because I'm hanging out online, I'm going to be asking Shawnee. But I would love for you all to welcome in Shawneegrows.
Hello. You've never interviewed before somebody on here?
Not in this format. I've done some. Okay. I've done it once, and my daughter I've done a little bit. But this to me feels a little bit more focused, and I like that. I really like that. I have
never been interviewed before. You are my first. So we'll see if this
how
goes,
you do.
Yeah.
Well, and that's the thing is I really want to help you out here on helping you grow. And now that StreamYard doesn't allow us to co-stream where you can gather, well, unless we pay for it, right?
Right.
And so then that becomes where you kind of go, because that would be one thing, like, anybody that's trying to go forward, I would love to go, come on up and grab some watch time hours. And so here is one way, is that we can focus on and hear who you are, and just to really get to know you and whatnot. So with the comments, I will try to keep track of the comments as we're going through, but I'd really like to just be able to focus on this lovely, lovely content creator and gardener and extraordinary homeschooling mom.
Yes.
And let me think, what else do you do? Well, you cook for a lot of people. You're always seeming to cook for a big mass of people.
Yeah.
And and you're just a person that just is honest and kind and wise. Like I said, you've given me some great information. Oh, I'm seeing there is a commercial, so I'm not sure if anybody else has gotten one yet. So I've tried to put it on moderately. So
I
hopefully
did have
it will
3
be.
ads when it started, which is fine. It
Oh,
played while your music. It was 3. While your music plays. Yeah.
wow. That's incredible.
Yeah.
Crazy. That's crazy talk. I just wanted to see if I caught anybody. So, hey, Howie, thank you so much for coming in. Yes, I have some. I'm trying to do ads, but I'm trying to keep them moderate and less. And maybe I might just go in and just make it go. Yeah, Nikki, one of the things for me is because I'm a new person that's gaining money. What do you call that? Since I've been monetized, I'm really I'm trying to utilize every single aspect of ways for me to earn some income, because it's been a few years since I have. So yeah, I'm just gonna check it. I'm just gonna check it on, and I do have it on to be moderate. So hopefully it'll be even less, so that you're not too. Yes, yes, it does. And so then it is where you are supporting my content even more. So I do really, really appreciate that. Just give me one more second, because I've just messed up my whole. I had a beautiful little system, because after I'm interviewing Shawnee, I'm going to hopefully do a very calm rant. I'm going to try to be calm in my rant, but we will see. Not sure.
Not gonna be a fire rant. It's just a calm.
No, because I don't want to discourage people,
Yeah.
right?
Right.
So when and the thing is that if you start putting up a torch, then everybody goes, yeah,
I
and
know.
I'm
Right.
not looking for that.
No.
I'll figure out what I'm really looking for. I think I just want people to lament with me,
Mhm.
and boo, like
To
that.
talk about it
That's
and
what I'm looking
listen.
for.
100%. Yeah.
Yes. Yes. Oh, and I think Dave Knight has come in. I probably missed that one. Oh, Gear. Great to see you coming in here too. So appreciate that, everyone. So let's get on. Oh, let me just go back here, and I need to delete that comment, or not delete, but I need to hide that comment. And so I want to start with your personal journey. And so I want to know, what inspired you to start Shawneegrows, and how do you feel, or how did you first get into gardening? That's my first question.
Hmm. Yeah, it's a great way to start this conversation. Why do I have a YouTube channel? Right?
Yes,
I want
yes,
to educate and inspire humans to simply grow food. Okay? We need to
yes.
take control of where our food comes from. It can be from our own
Mm-hmm.
hands, it can be from local CSAs, it can be from local farms. We actually have a global food crisis going on.
Yes.
And if you don't mind, Maureen, can I have just a couple minutes to rant about that in between this right now? Is that okay with you to talk
I
about the food
love rants. I
crisis?
love
Okay,
soapboxes, and I love rants.
so let's just sidebar here. Food crisis.
Mhm.
So there's this guy on YouTube called John Jandai Life is Easy. And I can share the link later. This is a guy who really speaks from the heart and has a lot of knowledge. And so he spoke about this food crisis, and that's what I want to kind of chit chat about quickly. There's a big
Mhm.
change going on that will
Right.
impact our food. The weather has shifted. Has anyone else
Mhm.
noticed the weather
Mhm.
shifting?
Mhm.
He tells us a story about for the last 20 years, they have grown rice the same way. In October and November, that's when they let it dry out and then they'll harvest it because always from October to April, it's no rain. It is dry. It's what they've done. It's how they've set up their farming schedule.
Mhm.
Guess what happened in November this year? It rained
Right.
on their crop.
Right.
It was molding, it was going bad. Farmers lost money and food. They had to get things in and out of there. It was a disaster. It really impacted them.
Mhm.
It really started to make him think, what are we going to do now? If we
Mhm.
think about lettuce, we get a heavy rain or hail on lettuce, it's
Mhm.
toast.
Mhm.
Rain in large amounts can bring disease and rot and mold to vegetables very quickly. Flooding, for example, it
Mhm.
just wipes
Mhm.
everything out.
Yep.
Another story he told was about growing watermelon. Growing watermelon in the dry season, you're not having rain, the fruits are growing on the vine, everything's going along smoothly. All of a sudden the rain comes unexpectedly. Those
Mhm.
watermelons are going to soak up that moisture and literally explode,
Yep.
just like a tomato cracks, right?
Yep.
Now
Yep.
there's no crop. Some watermelons take 110 days to
Mhm.
fruit, to maturity,
Mhm.
right?
Mhm.
So the his message is the seasons do not feel normal anymore. So how
Mhm.
do we create a farming plan? For me in my agriculture community, we think about farming in 18 months, not 12 months. It's 18 months of when
Right.
does this go in?
Right.
When do we do this? When does it come out? When do we, how long is that going to be available to us before we need to grow more food? How will we have enough food for us? The habits that we have now for food and what we eat, it's not sustainable whatsoever. We need to
No.
eat more variety again. Many people talk about
Mhm.
our microbiome in our gut and how we need to eat 20 to 40 different fruits, vegetables, nuts, seeds in a week's worth of time. So I challenge you, write down
Mhm.
in those categories in 7 days. How many did you get? Cuz I know I don't I don't even get 20 sometimes, right? I
Mm-mm.
I need to work on that. We need to
Mhm.
go into where we live and look at what grows wild for vegetables. What are the native plants that we should be eating? Not just corn, rice, wheat, potato.
Right.
What can we do about what grows around us? Now, maybe that list is limited for some climates, but I just want to encourage you to think about it and maybe get a book or ask around to an elder that has gardening knowledge on, like, please help me because we need to keep carrying on eating native
Yes.
plants in our region. The other part of this
Mhm.
is our seeds are so fragile. They're having seeds that
Mm.
are made for high yields and fast producing. So what does that
Mhm.
equal in a plant? Weak. They're weak. They need lots
Mhm.
of care. You
Mhm.
got to make sure they have
Mhm.
water. You got to make sure it's fed.
Mhm.
Come on. We need more land race gardening where you let
Yep.
multiple cucumbers cross together. You harvest whatever ones taste good, you save those seeds. You plant them all again the next year. You just
Mhm.
keep dialing in a variety that now is adapted to your special little microclimate instead of
Mhm.
ordering seeds from another state or whatever country.
Yeah, and yeah, with from another climate that's not necessarily, conducive to your own. That's
I
brilliant.
agree. So I mean, whether that's in a climate that's dry or drought, maybe you need a
Yep.
tomato that's drought tolerant. Maybe you need a squash that is mildew resistant. Maybe you
Mhm.
need something that is hardy in cold weather. Maybe you need something that wants to have a flood. It wants its roots wet, right?
Mhm.
Oh, thank you, Howie. So, what do we do now, right?
Mhm. Mhm.
Uncertain climate is getting serious. Plants and animals are not resilient enough right now. We need to be aware, we need to prepare. And how do we do
Yeah.
that? We learn to eat more diversely from locally grown native foods. This wisdom is disappearing, you guys,
Yeah.
and we need
Yes.
to
Yeah.
save it.
Yeah.
We need to
Yeah, I
survive from
agree.
the land. Yes, we need
Yeah.
wild roots, fruits, vegetables. Save your seeds. Individuals, please start saving your
Mhm.
seeds. Learn how to grow it. Learn how to eat it. Learn how to preserve it. Plant it again.
Absolutely.
If you don't like farming and growing, go support someone local. Okay?
Mhm.
Go to your farmers market. Go to your local directory for your state for CSAs, for any of it. Ask a friend
Yep.
like, "Hey, where did you get that?"
Yeah.
Please. End of rant.
That's awesome. Well, you got lots of, people, periods, preach it. And
Thank you.
so is that the reason, one of the reasons why you got into gardening was
So
because
my
it,
my personal life has changed a lot in the last year. There's been many things that made me turn inward, and I kind of needed something to call my own for my own purpose. Because, yes,
mhm,
I am a stay at home mom. I raise three children. I homeschool three children. I work remotely at night when they're sleeping. I am a wife. I am constantly doing things for everyone,
mhm,
constantly thinking about other people. And that's great. And I love it. It's literally what I said I wanted to be when I
mhm,
grew up, right?
mhm, mhm.
But having Shawneegrows is a project for me that I can hyper focus on. I get to share a part of my life that I love to do. I'm doing it already. Hi,
Yeah.
Andrew. And I love to talk about it, right?
Yes.
I choose
Yes.
to garden really hard because it
Yes.
helps my body, it helps my
Yes.
feelings, and it helps my
Yeah.
mind.
Yeah.
It's a way for me to leave something behind for my children and family to look at.
Yes. Yes.
100%.
Yeah, and that's, for myself was one of the things, because I agree with you, was, I'm a jazz and blues singer and I didn't
Mhm,
want anything to do with gardening.
mhm,
And my great grandmother, she had the chickens, she'd butcher them, she'd can them. My grandmother would do canning of, I think she did some meats. And also my mother did do some meats, but, it was mostly focused on jams, jellies, and things like
mhm.
that. My mom did some chicken, some salmon, but it didn't continue on. And then here comes me, and I've done a little bit of canning when my kids were young, and then now at this age, like, you know, nothing. And then 2020, all the lockdowns, it made me go, okay, well, how do I start learning how to do some of these things? And part of my thing was I'm not like, I'm not much for many more years on this earth. But if I instill in my children to know how to make cheese, how to make sourdough bread, how to can meats, how to can fruits, how to grow food, how to butcher a chicken appropriately. If I'm, so I'm pushing that onto my adult children because it's like, I need you guys to know this because I'm not going to be here forever and ever. And so
Mhm.
mama can't do it all. So it's like, I really hear what you're saying. So it's awesome.
Right.
Um, so
So
growing
my
food for your family is such a beautiful goal. Was there a specific moment or experience that made you commit to this lifestyle, or did you kind of already
yeah.
answer that?
So my gardening story. I remember being in the garden as a little girl. We were able to plant peas and beans. Everyone, if you grow food, it's a large seed. It's a pretty easy seed for a child to put in the ground, and
Mhm.
it's not too picky. It kind of grows no matter what. I remember harvesting the peas and beans. I remember shelling the peas, which is one of my favorite garden treats. I remember tipping the green beans, sitting in the living room with the big bowl and getting that done so mom could blanch and freeze them. Because I did not grow up in a canning and preserving in that manner. It was always freezing. I
Mhm.
remember shucking corn. I remember picking strawberries, and then I moved out, and it was a little dramatic. That's another day
Right.
story. Moved out and moved around all the time, multiple times in a year. We didn't even have an address at times, so I did not grow anything. I
Right.
became a mom in 2018, and that's when something snapped in my head and in my heart.
Hmm.
I didn't like taking my kid to daycare and going to work, so I quit my job.
Mm. I
I
love this. I love this.
I used containers on my deck. It's a south-facing deck, but we're very close to the next house, but I am able to get sun exposure, and I started planting. We put raised beds that are boards with a cement X block into the
Mhm.
backyard. We
Mhm.
had a compost pile. I would like to
Wow.
share. what this journey started and looked like with you guys.
Yay. And
So this is the raised bed I'm speaking about. What you're seeing past
ah,
that is our neighbor's yard. So I literally took 2 to 3 feet in from the property line and started right there, because there's actually a maple
wow.
tree in another yard that has a shade. So I started out with all kinds of different flowers and herbs, and I bought these all as starts. I did not grow anything from seed unless it
Right.
was something that you always grow from seed, right? I
Mhm.
just had side of the road, these weird circle cages that aren't
Right.
super popular, they were free. My
Right.
neighbor was moving and she gave me all this weird chicken wire and T-posts. We just found them free and we put them in the ground because we
Wow.
knew we had rabbits.
Wow.
So that um was the beginning, right?
Yes.
So then every year I kept adding children. And so like naturally you start adding more garden beds.
Yes,
Like,
yes.
I remember moving rocks into a wagon and chucking them into my front yard to build a strawberry
Mhm.
bed when I was pregnant with number 2. Uh,
Wow.
I have sort of like let's see here. So this was the next bed that we built. Buttons clicking. Hold on, guys.
That's okay.
So then I had discovered that we liked having, fires in the backyard, and we had logs laying around all the time. So you
Mhm.
can see here I've got logs as the
Oops.
border. And I did have some white fencing that was sort of to just hold things up that was given to me for free, and we just started
Mhm.
putting
Oops.
dirt down.
Oh, dig it
So
there.
it's a so it's a
There we
mix
go.
of, calendula and nasturtium and chamomile, and I was
Aw,
just zinnias. That was the next section of garden that
right.
we put in.
That's beautiful. That like, everybody, that's little baby Shawnee when she was just a baby having babies, and she was just a little baby gardener.
I know. And then I'm
That's
like, "Okay,
beautiful.
well, the side of our
Mm.
house off of the deck has this like little section that gets sun and it gets hot because it's right against the house. So then I'm like, well, I
Right.
got these buckets. We're going to drill some holes in the bottom of these buckets.
Brilliant.
And then there was those wash bins were free. We drilled holes in those. And then I
Brilliant.
started going, okay, let's learn how to start a plant. So I have my little like plant starting nursery. I knew I could get sun there.
Yeah.
I
That's
started utilizing
brilliant.
the deck was another spot. Like, guys, if you have a deck, you
Mhm.
should be planting things on it.
And this just goes to show that you can start with nothing and feed your family.
For real. There was a
Mhm.
family that planted trees, and so these containers are the leftover tree pots that they gave me for free, and they are strong. Like, if you know someone
Mhm.
planting trees, get those pots from them. This is
Mhm.
like my herbs for the kitchen because the kitchen's right out of this deck door, and you wanna grow your
Wow.
herbs close to your kitchen. So I started
Yes.
doing that,
Right.
right? So then remember how I said I started that strawberry bed in the front yard?
Yep.
That opened up a whole box because then I realized there's a lot more sun up there. So then I started maximizing
Mm.
out that front yard, and it was
Right.
just it really led to, like, insane. There's a tree and a sidewalk, and I'm growing right up on the property line of the neighbor, and they're okay with it.
Right.
So here's that strawberry bed. This was the year that I decided to go crazy with the marigolds. So they're kind of, like, on the wrong side and shading it out. But you can see there's
Beautiful
still
though.
grass there. So guess what Shawnee
Yeah.
does the next year? None of that's grass anymore. It was all
Right.
gardens. Because come on,
Right.
you can't stop, you guys. You
Yeah.
can't just, "Oh,
Yeah.
it's no." So
Yeah.
then, I had my 3rd child,
Mhm.
and I really wanted to be in my garden, but I was supposed to be resting. So I literally did the baby carry thing, and I got out there, and I have a picture I'll share. And I'm out there watering my garden even though I'm supposed to be resting with my daughter. 'Cause I just needed to
Aw.
be out there doing something with my garden, right?
Yes.
So that
Yes.
was many she's 3 now, so
Yeah.
not current picture.
Aw.
So if you have a front yard, I just wanna share, I think I have two more pictures. My front yard created just this. It was great privacy, right? Because you can grow things vertically.
Yes.
So here I have a mix of some kind of pumpkin that I let grow on the ground. That hose is literally like the neighbor starts there. And they never
Wow.
complained about my
No,
stuff being that close.
I love
Sunflowers
it.
just seed themselves. At this point,
Yes.
they'll grow next year, and I didn't plant any. I started
Wow.
experimenting with cattle panels. Cattle panels were so fun to start growing on.
Mhm. I love it.
And then this is the last picture I'll show of my garden experience here in the tour. This is right off of the sidewalk. So when you're walking to school, because I live kind of by a school, um, it was like marigolds and peppers and calendula, and I had a bench so I could sit. It's so important to have a bench and sit with your garden.
Yes.
It's not just a place of
Yes.
work. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yes.
Love it.
That's why I garden. That's how I started gardening.
Mhm. Mhm. So you're in zone 4B5A, where
Mhm.
winters are tough. How do you embrace the challenge of gardening in this kind of climate?
Yeah, so gardening in this climate, our last frost is in May and our first frost is in October. So that gives us about 150 days of growing when you're
Mhm.
talking about plants that are sensitive to that below 32
Mhm.
degrees Fahrenheit temperature. What we
Mhm.
need to understand is do not plant too early. Watch the weather, okay? I encourage you all to check your soil temps. I literally stick a thermometer in the ground or I look up online. There is a place to go. There's in your state usually places where they've taken temperatures and they'll tell you. And I'm looking for 55. And I'm also
Right.
looking ahead in the forecast. Is it ever going to dip below 32 at night? Because don't plant
Yes.
anything that's going to go and die in that.
Yes.
It's
Yes.
not just about the air temps, understanding your timing. And you know what? In that shoulder season, waiting is better. Like
Yes.
we can wait to put tomatoes in until June
Yes.
1st, where
Yeah.
everyone wants to put them in Memorial Day. Well, the weather is unpredictable right now, and we could have a dip and we could have snow, and now guess what? Gone.
Yep.
So just
That was my
mhm.
big takeaway for this year. Um, I don't know. I just want to just ask the everybody in the chat. Is Shawnee's microphone loud enough? Because I
Oh,
think I did see that Serena kind of said it's a little quiet, but I did try to turn you up. But oh,
usually I'm too
larks.
loud.
Better to plant 2 weeks after your neighbor than be
Yes,
replanting with your neighbor in 2 weeks.
yes, larks, 100%.
You gotta shrink that down and get a T-shirt that says "Not planting until 2 weeks after you, baby." But
Yes,
yeah,
the mic
that
is
was
good.
okay. The mic is good. Okay,
I don't know what they're saying.
that was my biggest takeaway is that I was just looking at the zones. I wasn't looking at what's the forecast saying. Our evening temperatures were cold, and it was just messing everything up.
Yeah,
It was not good.
it
So.
really stunts their growth because
Mhm.
they feel it and they don't want to grow in the wrong
Yeah.
temperature. Hey, Crazy Life Homestead.
Mhm. Yeah. So, um, yeah. I interrupted you there. Sorry about that. Um, so yeah, you were talking about what do you do to challenge? You're looking at okay, I need to map it out, not plant too early,
Yeah,
but
I
you
just
also
wait.
do. But you're
Yeah.
also doing some indoor gardening
Yeah.
this
Yep.
winter.
I use soil and grow lights and a fan in
Hmm.
it's in my room because it makes me happy because I'm addicted to planting things.
Hmm.
So it's a fun little thing. It's definitely not putting meals on the table. It's like little snacks here and there, and it just gets me like growing something.
Yes.
The things that have high nutrition that I encourage people to grow indoors are sprouts,
Yep.
which is in a jar with water and you drain it out, or microgreens, which I do in soil.
Hmm.
There's many benefits to that. Check out my shorts on my channel if you want to learn more.
Yes.
All
Yes.
the other stuff, it's just for fun,
Yeah, but you're going. It's small because well, you can't have a lot of space in a home for most of us. But the
right?
thing is that in those like with the You did the sunflower seed
Yep.
ones, right?
Yep,
Yeah.
I did.
They're so packed with so much stuff. So sure, it's small, but it's packed with, powerful things that you need for your body.
Yeah, and it's quick,
So
in 10 days roughly, you'll have something to eat. You eat off it. Maybe that was enough for like 3 or 4 different applications for just me. My kids and my husband kind of don't want to eat that yet. And then you start a new batch.
yeah,
You just keep
yeah,
going.
yeah, exactly. All right, well, let's move on to gardening philosophy. So your channel highlights food forests and grocery row gardens. I love that you go, what groceries are you growing? Could you explain what these are and why they're great for home gardening?
100%. So I'm going to talk about food forests first. And so with
Mhm.
that, I'd like to have a visual here. Um,
There we
all
are.
right. So growing in layers is a food forest, from canopy to ground, your trees, shrubs, vines, plants, and roots. There's 8 layers. If we were to break it down
Mhm.
in categories, you can see on this image, we're talking about the overstory, that's your tallest tree. The
Mhm.
understory, it's more of a dwarf fruiting tree. Shrubs, the herbaceous layer. Roots, a ground cover like strawberries. A vine can grow up that large overstory tree. And number 8 sometimes isn't talked about, but it's the mycelial layer. So that would be your mushroom category.
Right.
Uh, when you're looking at designing a food forest, it can be anywhere from 1/8 of an acre to 200 acres,
Right.
right? So if we were to look at different designs, there not one is alike. Now, there's a basic principle on how they set things up,
Mhm.
but if we just take a tour quickly of some different mapped out food forests, this is in Maryland. It's talking about where their grapes and raspberries are. They have currants and kiwis. They have spaces to sit. They called it the living room, to sit and enjoy the food forest. Usually there's pathways. They have giant trees. They have pawpaws. There's all kinds of different perennials and blueberries here. This is one setup. If I move down, I can see a whole, like, look how extravagant the paths flow in and out. And you
I
just
love
walk through the
it.
forest with a basket, right? And you do all the work up front to get these things there,
Mhm.
and then it's done. Then
Yes.
you're just collecting. This is more of a kids
Yes.
corner they spoke about, so it's got a rain garden and a nice stone path and a shed, and I'm sure they could have things for the kids to play on here. So it's just, you're still using the same kind of philosophy as a grocery row garden, and I'll talk about that next. And
Yeah.
you're placing it around to where they benefit each other. You're growing on all the different levels, and you're able to get in and out of it. You can have grass as your pathways. You can have some kind of mulch. Like, it's really supposed to be, you set it up and forget it. It takes
Yes.
care of itself. And yes, no
Yes.
two food
And
forests will ever be the same.
and it's
100%.
and it's you're planting for the future of your own, children, grandchildren. So,
And
oh,
I
and I
yes.
guess I guess we've just increased because I think it was you were at 230 and now you're at 232. So
Oh,
you've moved up a
fantastic.
little bit. But one question,
Loving it.
Cheryl wanted to know: do you use a regular thermometer or do you
You
use
can.
a?
You can
Yeah.
use just a meat thermometer. I do have one that's for soil, but yeah,
Hmm.
anything that has the stick and it tells you a
The
reading
sticky
is
thing. Yeah.
gonna do it.
Yeah. I've got a compost one that can go deep into a
Oh, that's
compost.
probably like 1 foot, 2 feet long.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
but even if it just goes in somewhat, but I didn't even think about like, "Nah, there you go,
I
Maureen, you
I
could use
think
that."
the reason people get like a separate one and have it just for soil is probably just because once you stick it in the earth, do you want to stick it in your food? Maybe you do. Maybe that's like, yeah, I want more of that. And maybe some people are icked out about that. So they have a separate one, you
I
know.
want more of that.
I don't
I
know.
want I want it, it's in my compost, it's in the soil, put it in the turkey too, it's all
Everywhere. Dip
good.
it, lick it. No, I'm just kidding. So the grocery row garden comes from David the Good. So in his book and on his website, and he also does classes and a YouTube channel, he talks about this philosophy, and he took the food forests and tree guilds and kind of put them in his own spin. So I'm going
Right.
to say it, and then we're going to kind of make one. It's mounded
Right.
beds of soil that are 4 feet wide, as long as you want, whatever you want to work with here. And then the path is 3 feet. And the reason for that is because you don't want things touching. You want to be able to get through there. You want to be able
Yes.
to harvest as you go. So this is a
Mhm.
mix of fruits, nuts, berries, vegetables, roots, herbs, flowers, all together in the row, right?
Mhm.
So just kind of like what we saw.
Yep.
When you're talking about where you put your trees, you go one here, you go 12 feet down straight, put one there. When you're in your
Mhm.
second row, you do 7 feet on a diagonal. So I'm going to draw it out so you guys can see that for your next row. If you want to talk about things in the chat while I get my whiteboard set up,
Oh, this
or
is
you can
awesome. Yeah. One thing with Shawnee is that, she takes everything like super on. It's not just like, casual. It's like, no, I've got a dry erase board and I'm going to show you what we're going to do here. And we're going to do a craft. And I've got, I want everybody to go get some supplies and we're going to make this thing
going to
today.
do it together. Okay.
Right.
So we've got our 4-foot bed.
Mm-hmm.
It's running north and south. Our path is 3 feet, and then our next bed is the 4 feet. So when I'm
Yep.
talking about, like, you kind of figure out your trees right away,
Mm-hmm.
and then you
Mm-hmm.
fill in around the trees.
I'm
So,
just going to make you a solo layout so that
oh, sure.
we can see it a bit bigger.
Yeah.
Hey, CC,
So,
good to see you. And L Triple G Love, good to see you as well.
so I've got a tree on the end and a tree on the other end. That's your 12-foot spacing. And then see on the second row, I was gonna say straddled it. That might not be the best word. It's 7 feet on a diagonal. So see how they're
Right.
proper, that's how we're spacing our trees. So the reason for that is we are gonna be trying to grow like dwarf, semi-dwarf varieties and keep them pruned. But if for some reason we aren't managing our trees anymore, we will let
Mm-hmm.
them grow and they were gonna have enough room for them to produce and be happy little trees.
Mm-hmm.
So then our next layer, what should we use? We would have
Homeschooling mom always has lots of dry erase markers, all the colors.
after you do your trees, then you can fit in your bushes. Like, so let's say these are blueberry bushes, right?
Right.
You could also put a row of raspberry canes.
Yeah.
So that's your shrub layer. So
That's
then
awesome.
let's talk about, you want to put around your tree something like, oh, I can't do that. I gotta go like this. Like comfrey, because that's a nice chop and drop to help
Yes.
feed your tree around the tree,
Exactly.
right?
Exactly.
You've got, so we're still talking about perennials right now. You
Yeah.
can put in your strawberries to grow across the ground. You
Mm-hmm.
can put in walking onions, right? You can put in perennial bulbs for flowers, like daffodils and tulips are good to plant around a tree to make it look
Yes.
beautiful and different in the
Yes.
spring. Uh,
Yes.
so you've just set this up, and these perennials, as we know, they could take 3-4 years to produce something. So
Mm-hmm.
what do we do in the meantime? In these grocery rows, we start plugging stuff in. Here's a potato.
Yeah.
Here's a cabbage. You
Mm-hmm.
just fill in the gaps and you harvest as you go. And then as the years come on, then the perennials are going to start producing and they're going to rock and roll. You can put your
Right.
garlic in there in the fall. For me, I
Right.
do it in the fall.
Mm-hmm.
So the systems are great because you can get many layers of food in that
Yeah.
single space, right?
Yes.
It's a variety and there's different harvest windows. So you
Mm-hmm.
could potentially have to pull something out of, like asparagus is in my
Mm-hmm.
food grocery row, right?
Yeah.
And I'll have that in the spring.
I
It's
do have
less
a question though.
Go ahead.
I do have one question though, is because when I do, when I'm thinking about that, like if you're planting a tree, is that not going to prevent some of the sunshine coming in for those annual crops that you might be planting within there?
So the size of the trees they are now, it is not inhibiting any kind of growth. So let's say
That's
it's
great.
4 years from now. That
Yeah.
thing's going to have a beautiful canopy and then I'll probably stop putting annuals there. It might
Right.
just be perennials. And I have my
It's
annual
so brilliant.
plot. But maybe there's an edge where I could fit something in.
Right.
Plants just want to grow. right?
Yeah. See, like my first thing is like, well, those trees are really big and how am I going to plant?
It's going to take
But
some
I don't,
time.
I
Yeah.
don't think about the fact that yes, this tree is going to take some time
There are all
to
kinds
grow.
of things that only need like 4 hours of sun in a day. You
Hmm.
could grow all your leafy greens on that base layer. If you have something that gets scolded all the time, your base
Yes.
layer, your shaded area would be a great place
Yes.
to put whatever that is.
Yes. That's brilliant. Brilliant. So, what is one thing that you've learned about gardening that surprised you or changed the way that you grow food?
Oh, that it turns into soil and it's really not a bad thing if it dies, you get hard on yourself, right? Because maybe
Hmm.
you've spent money or you've put a lot of time in
Hmm.
and it's disappointing, but it's just gonna turn into soil. It's
Yep.
okay.
Yep, that was I agree with you. So in 2020 when I bought starts, and so starts, from where I got them, like, I was pulling out cabbage heads this big, and I've never grown a cabbage from seed this big yet myself. Um, but one of the things like in my life, like, I'm a mom of five. I homeschooled as well, and then I was the president of the homeschooling association in my city, and so I put on seminars, and so there was always these responsibilities. And then I became a jazz and blues singer, and then I became a teacher, and so there's always these things that I have to do, and I have to do, and I have to do, and I have to do it well, because if you screw up, it's like it's not good. But when I got out to the garden and I would go and I'd plant stuff and it would die, it wouldn't be, I wasn't disappointed. It was like, because this plant doesn't go, you know what, Maureen, we really were expecting you to do better. We're not sure why you didn't do so well, and it just was like, okay, so it needed more sun, it needed more water, or it needed
Mhm.
food, or it needed something. And so, okay, back into the soil you go, let's get another plant. And it was like the pressure of my entire life was off, because it's just like, I just want these things to grow,
Yes.
and I'll figure out how to get them to grow. And then the artist side of me loved the kind of the decorating, and not really decorating, but it's like these things growing big. It was like it was this beautiful painting that you're creating, alive.
Yes.
And but it wasn't but the failure of things doesn't devastate me, because it's like it just wants to grow. And if I
Mhm.
didn't do it right, it's like I just have to figure out how to make it better. So,
Yeah, you just
yeah.
take note of it. Try not to replicate the error.
Yeah, exactly. I keep putting it in the same spot, not sure why.
Yeah.
It's still not growing.
Think about
So,
it a little.
yeah, so back to our philosophy. Do you have a favorite quote or mantra that guides you in your gardening journey? Like, plant what you eat what you grow.
Yeah, I really like that one. That one makes a lot of
Mhm.
sense to a lot of people,
Yeah.
and we need to sometimes we get lost in the prettiness of a seed packet, but you need to hone it into reality here of what are we actually gonna do with it, and are people gonna put it in their
Yeah,
mouths? Um,
exactly.
I like to
Yeah.
say, "Learn as you grow." Like, just
Yes.
start and try
Yeah.
it, and you make note of
Yes.
it, and then there's always next season, okay?
Mhm.
Just keep
Mhm.
going, right?
Hey, we took the long way home. Thanks for coming in. It's a new face to me. Welcome, welcome. We're all getting to know Shawnee. Shawnee grows.
It's like the more you
Um,
go to learn something, the more you don't
mhm.
know.
Yes.
When you dig into
Yes.
something, you realize how much you really don't know. Pick any category. It doesn't have to be the gardening conversation.
Mm-mm.
So just keep learning, okay?
Yes. Yeah. Okay. We're going to do that. Okay. So let's move on. And our next one is our practical advice. If someone wanted to start their first edible garden, what would you say is the easiest plant to grow in your zone?
I'm going to say that for zone 4B, 5A, on the perennial side, I want you to put daylilies in, tulips, and strawberries. I just think it's important to see beauty that takes care of itself and flowers everyone needs. Okay. And then
Mm.
annuals, I would say radish to get that satisfying harvest in 30 days, right?
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
then bush green beans, they are very simple, they don't need trellising, they produce a food, or you could let it mature and get the seed and plant it again, and it's a nitrogen fixer. So it's gonna take care of your garden. And then zinnias, because we have to have flowers. Again, I'm going to keep saying this. And it's a very
Mhm.
good cut and come again flower. It just keeps going and going until
Yes.
frost kills it and it has a good vase life.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yeah,
So it's not just one
I've
thing. I can't say one thing, but okay.
no, no, but it is good. Yeah, and for myself, like I love the romaine lettuce and I love
Yeah,
broccoli because broccoli again is a cut and come again.
it
So for
is.
someone that, you know, it's like sure you might like cauliflower cabbage, but you get one and you're not going to get anything else. But the beans, cut and come again. You get to keep eating them, so it's encouraging yourself. So um I think I'm missing some things there. So I know her already. She again took my plant away.
Yeah, I don't have the plants up. Sorry.
Okay. Yeah, radish. I'm not
I have
good
a
at
tree
radish
though.
myself.
Would you like my tree?
That's right. I growed a tree. Um, let me just hide that one. And so then, what's one gardening mistake you've made that turned into a valuable learning
Well,
experience?
I keep making this mistake. So, not watching the shade lines. Pay attention to your property, the sun exposure, where is it going to be shaded? Time it. Look at it at 10 a.m., look at it at noon, look at it at 3, look at it at 5. Where is stuff at? And plant things
Mm,
in the wrong place isn't going to equal good success. So, like, I
mm-hmm,
learned that this year. I have a new place that I'm growing at. I thought I knew it well. I'm not there every
mm-hmm.
day. I don't spend a lot of time there.
No, no.
And I had a lot of failure. So,
Mm, mm-hmm.
watch the land.
Yes, watch the land. But like, because I think I was just getting to know you at that time. And I think way back when, I think I felt like you were planting some things late for them to be successful, like late in the season. In my vague memory, and I was thinking, oh, I wonder if that's going to have enough time to grow. So that was my attitude about it. But
Yeah,
oh,
that
there
is
is
a
a sun app.
factor.
Mm,
There's a cutoff for the last time I could put stuff in the ground depending on how many days they take, and I keep a
right.
calendar when and then we keep track of what didn't work to adjust, back it up 2 weeks next year, back it
Hmm.
up or plant it later, right?
Right. 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 Exactly. Um, that's awesome. And let me just hide that one. And do you have a secret weapon, plant, or technique that every gardener should know? I
Yeah,
think you do.
I do. Plant something every 2 weeks. One for the mouse, one for the crow, one that dies, and one that grows. Just keep planting
Love
things.
it.
Because some
Love it.
people I know, they would just want on, you know, this Sunday, I put everything in the ground and then I'm done. I just water it and I
Yeah.
harvest it and no more. And that's
Right.
great for you because you're growing your own food. No judgment. But I really
Right.
encourage you to every
No.
2 weeks, put a little seed in, put a little seed here, put a little
Mm-hmm.
more here. Come on, you
Mm-hmm.
know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. So fun and family. What's the most rewarding part of growing food for your family? Do your kids have a favorite thing they like to plant or eat?
I love seeing my kids teach other kids what a plant is because kids come over
Yeah.
and they don't have a clue, unfortunately.
Yeah.
That's what that
Yeah.
is. That's how that grows. That comes out like that.
Right.
Can I help you? Like I don't have a big enough garden to let the whole neighborhood pick something. But
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
my kids like to plant peas, pumpkins, potatoes, and I feel like those
Mhm.
are obvious ones. They're large to handle. As far as harvesting, the consensus for my husband and my kids is strawberries, carrots, broccoli, potatoes, raspberries, dried beans, onions, garlic, yellow tomatoes. Those are like we must
Awesome.
have those. Yeah.
Right. Let me just say, oops, I missed it there. I missed gears. I just lost it. Thought I saw it, and now I don't see it. Good night, gear. Thanks for coming. We took the long way home. You came in, you saw. Yeah, I hope you left a like, and if you don't already subscribe to Shawneegrows, I hope that you go over and sh- uh, subscribe to her. And we wish you a very good evening. Thanks for popping in. We appreciate it. So yes, yeah, Howie does say yes, succession crops for more food. And I agree with you about like because I didn't know what I wanted to grow. So I was growing everything because I didn't know what could grow because I grew up in a zone that was similar to yours. And so it was really limited and you couldn't grow things like watermelon and what's another thing that is not really common? Well, just a lot of the fruit trees. You just don't grow them up
Mhm.
where I grew up.
Yep.
And so I was trying things, but I'm now honing in where you go, these are things. And then I'm also for crops that will survive for, they have a good shelf stable. So I love the squashes because it's like, if there is the hunger gap or if there is a food shortage, there is that nice thing where it's like the squashes just turn out great. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage.
Hey, I didn't know when
Miss-
I didn't pop up because I didn't know when you wanted me to. Because
Yeah,
this is
well,
so
we'll-
good. This is
Yeah.
great.
Couple
We're
more
just about
questions, yeah.
we're just about done. But yeah, no, you can be here and join us. So
Okay.
I just want to make sure that I'm not missing.
Yeah, make sure if you're not subscribed.
We
to
wish
Shawnee,
you a
please
merry
subscribe.
Shawnee. We wish you a merry Shawnee. Okay, so is there a vegetable or fruit you've grown that was surprisingly difficult or surprisingly easy?
Ooh,
Well, I have a video, a short about 5 things that I don't ever want to grow again. And
Oh,
that's
that's
things
right.
like the spinach family. I'm not growing that, but I am gonna grow, and I showed it. Like, here's
Yeah.
what I can grow, but
Yeah.
it's in that same category. Peanuts, Brussels sprouts.
cute.
Can't remember what was on the list, but yeah, it's
Yeah.
you
Yeah,
you
but
learn.
you do
Oh,
have.
summer squash is nasty. I'm not eating that, so
Oh,
Not a summer squash. My
I
husband
can't
doesn't-
eat it. I've
Yeah, my
tried
husband doesn't.
Magda, I tried patty pan. I can't do it.
Okay,
You
that's
tried like
crazy.
breading it
I
and
know.
frying it?
It's
Like
a lot. I've tried everything.
okay.
Wow.
Fried zucchini is like with parmesan on it. It's
Oh
something
yes,
people will
delicious.
eat who don't eat summer squash, but I understand.
Yeah.
My husband will not touch it because of the texture.
We did the zucchini with a little bit of mayonnaise and parm on it top.
Yes, it's
and
very
bake
good.
that up. What's the funniest or strangest thing that's happened to you while gardening?
I don't know.
Ooh.
I have no idea what to answer that. I don't.
Okay.
I don't know. Strange bugs coming out of the ground that I then have to look up. What is this? Like, I have my second born. It loves the bug stuff, so we had to get a book and get better at identifying things. That's what creeps me out, is something coming at me out of the ground.
Yeah.
Yeah. I do I have well, there is those just moments where I go to, move my cart, and I have where I've fallen back just because the weight of the cart. But okay, future goals and inspirations. What are your big goals for Shawneegrows in the next year or two?
So I, of course, would like to grow my channel.
Yes.
And as far as the gardening part of it, I want to build and plant a grape/hardy kiwi arbor. I want to do more fruit trees, like plum is on my list because the one I had planted did not make it, and I was able to get a refund.
Good.
I have a new garden space that we're starting, and it's going to be all the heat-loving crops and flowers. We're going to pack it full. I want to successfully grow some watermelon, so that's when I need to really watch that maturity day.
Yes.
Have a shorter one, but it's something that we love to eat, and it would really help lower our grocery bill if I could just pump out some nice juicy watermelons. I need to plant more in my rain garden. It's going to be its first year. Next year it'll be a year old, so I want to fill in some gaps with some flowers that I have picked out. I want to put more bulbs in the ground in the fall, because spring, having those plants pop out is just it's amazing, right? You forget about the work you did in the fall. You've seen snow the whole time, everything's dead and sleeping, and those spring bulbs come out, and it's just this beautiful moment, right? So more of those. I want to plant a massive amount of flowers and successfully harvest them. I want to make bouquets, and I want to dry some. If I can sell some, that would be magical, but I don't expect that to happen in the first year. I'm just trying to get it to grow.
Yes. Yes.
I
And figure out what works and what doesn't work, right?
Yeah, I have to do the whole, well, how much sun? Does it need to go in the ground before the frost? Blah, blah, blah. Do I need to plant it every 2 weeks to have it for a bouquet in the fall? That kind of thing. I would like a space for my children to be able to plant what they want, of their own. Like they picked the crop, they planted, they're responsible for it.
Yes.
I have a 6, a 5, and a 3-year-old, so they help, but it's not theirs, and they're not responsible for it. So I'm not sure at what age. The 6-year-old is going to be 7 next year. I feel like he's good candidate for this.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
brilliant. But
Yeah.
it's never too early. Like it's like, things might not work, whatever, but it's just them in the soil and going, here's your garden, and you got to do these things to help, look after it.
I watched a video of my daughter and and I realized could talk at a very young age. She talks and talks and talks, but I watched the video and she was like having the baby plant and putting the baby plant in, and then all of a sudden it was all about the worm. Mom, a worm. Like for 10 minutes we talked about the worm, and I'm just like, oh, this is why I do this, right?
Mhm.
I asked my oldest, I said, why do we garden tonight? I told him I'm going to be on a YouTube channel and I'm getting interviewed, and they're asking me questions, and I asked them, what do they like to plant and what do they like to harvest? And I said, my oldest, why do we garden? And he goes, so we can survive, Mom. And I'm like, maybe I'm a little too hard on life, but yes, thank you. Duh.
But no, but that's good. That's good. But
Mm.
but his perspective of survival is different than our adult perspective of
100%.
Right.
survival.
Yes.
Because it's just like, this is the thing to do. If you want to survive, you got to eat. We want to
Right.
eat. So we got to plant some food. He's not understanding the ramifications of why we do what we do. So,
No. And how
all
much
right.
it
So
actually
now,
takes.
then,
Right.
who inspires you in the garden world and why? More Diva
Okay.
in the dirt. Oh,
So-
that's so nice of you to say.
She is my coach, my life coach for my YouTube experiences. So phone her up if you'd like a consulting. She has a flat rate. Um, so first I'd like to thank my father. He took me in the combine when I was growing up, and he helped out with tillable land. And back then they did nice regenerative planting alfalfa to feed the soil, things like that.
Regenerate the soil.
Right.
Mhm.
Yeah. He always wants to talk about the weather and what the crops are doing and how does this grow, and I love that aspect. My mother, of course, because she introduced us to gardening. She gardened the whole time I remember as a child.
Mhm.
She grew very simple things. And
Yep.
then for YouTube, and I can put the channels in the chat when I'm not talking, but David the Good,
Yes.
Mhm.
because he's very easy to learn from.
Yes.
Now, he's
Mhm.
not in my zone, but I can apply his knowledge, and he's
Mhm.
funny, to my stuff.
Mhm.
Garden Like a Viking is in
Ooh.
Indiana, and I really love his content because it's quick and to the point, and he teaches us sort of, here's what I'm growing to then do this with, right?
Mhm.
How do I eat it? How do I make something with it to let it sit on the shelf? Like, what is the plan here?
Mm.
He talks about ways to sort of take care of our soil.
Mhm.
The Homesteading Road is in Minnesota, so I like watching her because I want to know that name of that tomato that's working for you.
Right.
I want to know the name of that, XYZ.
Mhm.
Food Forest Permaculture is a lovely gardening channel that really inspires me in the form of it doesn't need to be a lot of work. We're
Mhm.
just gonna not call ourselves lazy because I don't think that's the correct answer here, but
Right.
you're putting it in the ground, you're letting it grow, okay?
And I
Uh,
just want to say that he's my neighbor. He
yes.
just lives just over there. And I keep going, oh, I've got to, email you, Howie, so that it's like, I'd love to come and look at your garden. I think it would be kind of cool just to do a little bit of videoing of,
Collaboration.
meeting him. Yeah, yeah, exactly. So anyway, my
No,
neighbor.
I think that's so cool.
Yeah, Serena, he would be the perfect one to ask that question too with his soil bank. That's actually a good one to answer that question.
Mhm.
Soon Ra Artist Homestead is another channel that I think you can tell by the title. There's an artist aspect here. He
Mhm.
shoves so much stuff in one bed, and he just plants constantly throughout everywhere. And it's just amazing to see, okay, what liked touching each other? I want to try that combination. I get ideas like that.
Right.
No-till growers, Jesse Frost, wonderful information. I want to hear all the gardening and farming facts. He delivers it really well. I like his book. And then
Mhm.
homegrown, hand gathered is very
Oh, they're great.
inspirational for living off the land, to
Yeah.
literally eat
Mm.
the food you grew, right?
Right.
And then
Mhm.
quickly, I just want to mention the flower aspect of this. You can't eat the grass, Flower Hill Farm, and Bear Flower Farm.
Or is it don't you don't
You
eat the
can't
grass?
you
Oh,
can't
you
eat the
can't
grass.
eat the
Right.
grass, right?
Yeah.
You can't.
Yeah.
They're up in Canada here in the Kelowna region.
I know I got left off because I've been lazy. Oh, we don't use that word.
No. Nope.
I haven't been reaching out in my garden.
Those
because
are
I
beautiful,
haven't
and
been out in my
actually,
garden.
yeah. And Sharon has been sharing the links. So for
Okay.
any of you that want to check out some of those,
Just chopping and dropping links.
links, yeah, CR
I
is
love
always
it.
so great.
Yep.
So, do you have a dream project or plant you'd love to grow someday but haven't yet?
Well, I feel like I'm living my dream because I was given the chance to have this. It's 2.5 acres,
Mm.
but that's not all plantable.
Mhm.
I've been thinking about what I would do if I had land as far as perennials for years, like probably
Mhm.
since
Mhm.
2018. And I researched and I read and I had lists shoved in folders. And then I
Mm.
got the go and I got the money to do it. And I'm like, this is what we're doing, you know?
Mhm.
Um, my dream
Wow.
would be like, here's my house, and then right here is this beautiful scaped kitchen herb garden, and then we
Mhm.
travel through here, and here's my arbor and my bench that's beautifully made, and then like
Right.
that's
Yeah.
dreamy
Right.
Yeah.
because I don't
Yeah.
live there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right. And so that you don't get to just always be able to look at it and that.
no,
Not
All
yet.
right.
It's coming for you, Shawnee, I'm sure.
Absolutely. Well, you look at how far you've come, and then it's like you got 2
Mhm.
acres of do what you want. So, all right, I have 5 more questions, but these are called quick fire fun questions. They're easy. They're easy. Okay, so you have to be quick. So, what's your favorite tool in the garden?
Ashley, take your sip first.
a
Go ahead.
shovel. I need a
A
shovel.
shovel.
Yeah,
You need a shovel. Okay.
yeah.
If you could grow 3 crops for the rest of your life, what would they be?
Ooh.
3
I can't.
crops.
How am I supposed to do this quickly?
That's great.
Strawberries.
Mm-hmm.
Does that
Thanks,
count?
Andrew.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
would always grow strawberries.
Yeah.
I would always grow shelling peas.
Yeah.
Okay.
I like
What
carrots a
about
lot. I think I would have to
what,
do carrots.
what about potatoes?
Well, someone else down the road can grow potatoes. I'm
Oh
not
no,
kidding.
I wasn't letting you be able to. It was just this is only for you. These 3. You cannot go to the
I
neighbors
can't
and
go
do some
far.
trade.
No fair. No fair. This like for survival or this just for enjoyment?
Mhm.
You gotta
No,
like
it's
put
just a
it.
random thing.
I still say
Okay.
carrots over potatoes.
Okay. Oh, here's Howie's
Oh.
strawberries,
Oh yeah,
radishes, and
watermelon.
watermelon.
Oh,
Okay,
nice.
so
Love watermelon.
coffee, tea, or water while gardening.
Water.
Okay. Early bird gardener or evening gardener whisperer.
Well, there's mosquitoes here at night more, so I'm gonna say early morning,
Yeah.
and that's kind
If
of
you're
my time. Yeah.
okay, and the last one, if your garden could talk, what do you think it would say about you?
What?
That one you have to think a little bit
What would
about.
my garden say about? I hope
Wow,
nice
that's a good
things.
question.
It would ask me why are there so many weeds here? I don't.
No, weeds are like
Are they your beneficial?
Yeah.
yeah, like with weeds, we have a kind of a wrong perspective of
Right.
them because
Exactly.
some of the weeds we can eat, and sometimes the weeds are actually feeding our soil and things like that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
and
I
they
think
tell us
Misplaced
things.
plant. Misplaced
I
plant.
think I think that your gardens would say some really great things to you.
Can I ask ChatGPT? Can I phone a friend?
Oh yeah, I forgot to dim the lights. I should have
Yeah.
dimmed the lights, and we've got it's only dimming for me.
Oh yeah.
We have the rapid questions that we're going to ask, Shawnee.
Deep voice.
Um,
Yeah.
yes, there we go. I think for everybody, I think if your garden could talk, I think your garden would say, "Thank you."
Yeah. Like you're doing enough. Good job. Thank you. For
Yes,
sure.
it'd say, "Thank you,
Yeah.
thank you." Hmm. So that is it. Beautiful. That's awesome sauces.
My soursop says thank you because I didn't cut it down, and now I say thank you back because it actually gave me fruit. So yeah, I believe it.
So, yeah. Oh, I like CRs too. We want
Mhm.
more friends.
Mhm.
Dave says, feed me.
It's too late in the season
Oh,
here to feed them.
he says, how he says, I sleepwalk in my garden. Ask me not to, please don't step on it. Please don't step. Yes. And yes, please hit the like button. I appreciate that. And also, if you aren't already subscribed to Shawnee, I would really appreciate, you know, this is an organized gardener. She's got lists and
Right.
booklets and things like that. So when it comes to your channel, you have a focus here. When it comes to your family, you have a focus here. When it comes to your garden, you have a focus here. And we really want to help her get to a place where, where she's gets to the place of being monetized. So
I would really like that. Yes.
Yeah. I think you'll
Miss
do it.
Sharon, I think my garden
Yeah.
cusses at me.
I'm sure I have a
No.
few plants that do that, Miss Sharon.
No, they all, the fact that you're planting something, your garden says, thank you for growing food that feeds your
Mhm.
family. It's wonderful. So thank you so much, Shawnee. I do really appreciate you saying all, getting to know you. And it's like, it actually did. I got to know a whole lot more about who you are.
Right.
And how long you've been doing this. Like, I'm at it 4 years. You've been doing it since you were baby Shawnee, so it's like,
Right.
it's just brilliant. So I do really appreciate you taking the time to let us get to know you better.
Yes, I
So,
really appreciate this opportunity.
oh,
Thank you so much.
That's
you're
harder
welcome.
to
What's
do
up?
though
What's
when you
up?
have
What's up? What's up?
kids. Food forest permaculture, that's harder to do when you have children, to do really, really long live streams like that.
You'd
Mm.
see some
Or
stuff you
did
don't need to see.
Yeah, right? I might lose the computer if I try that
They
with
like
just
using
my
the
one.
computer too. Yeah.
hmm 3 years now. So you're just a year
Yeah.
behind me, Anne. Yeah. Mhm.
I would have been beyond 10 years if I didn't give up for a long stretch when,
Mhm.
before I met David Good. David the Good is the one who taught me. Like, I'm not a northern
Right.
gardener. I'm like a tropical area.
It's good to
But
have a
yeah.
break though sometimes.
Yes, it is.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, which, that was one answer that Marissa had discussed with me last night. She said, okay, so next year in November, you're going to kind of stack up a few videos so you can let them all and then get them to play in December so that you take the month off. So,
Oh,
Yes.
yeah. Yeah, exactly.
hmm
That's why I was
hmm
asking you. I didn't know if you had a gig or anything like with what was going on with tonight. And then I
no.
wasn't on last night because I was at Disney. But Shawnee, if you guys haven't seen it, did a live. Go over and check
hmm
it out. It's very good. It's all about basically greenhouses and dreaming about greenhouses and discussing them and
Yeah, we
different
were trying
types
to
of
focus
greenhouses.
on winter greenhouses, and we just went window shopping to talk about all the
Mhm.
different vocabulary and styles and shapes and prices.
It was
Yeah,
really
so you can rewatch the live. Shawnee,
good.
did I ever send you the one that he's in? I do believe he's in northern Quebec, and he grows fruit trees through the winter.
I was
Did I ever?
telling her about, is that him that has the citrus trees and he's dug
He's got
down?
citrus, he's got grapes, he's got everything, all that he's been growing. I guess I haven't sent it to you. I will send you it. It's worth to watch because it was an experiment over many years of him hand digging parts, rearranging his house, like adding an addition, like he was trying, because he goes, I wanted to grow the fruit trees. And so in the spring, he's got peach blossoms growing, and he's in an area where you can't grow those kinds of fruits, those
Um,
fruit.
I'm not sure if yeah, send it to me because in that live stream in the description, I do have 3 YouTube channels for sure that you can take a tour of their greenhouse because I couldn't figure out how to get pictures and I didn't want to show their YouTube and play it and get in trouble
Right.
or whatever. So
Right.
I might have found it, but please send it to me because I can add it.
Yeah. Yeah, because I
Add
don't know
it.
if people
Yeah.
know who our
Just
creators in
seeing
the
someone.
side chat when you said that about
Mhm.
showing people's channel. YouTube is like, there's legal issues with YouTube, and Think Media actually just did something on that and had
Mhm.
and even interviewed a lawyer and everything. If you're thinking about doing YouTube as a business,
Mhm.
and about having an LLC and everything, and how to protect you and protect your things.
Right.
So I'm glad you're wise to that. For half a century.
Growing my own food and looking forward to the next half. That's awesome, Howie. That's awesome. Yeah. Um, yeah. So, if there is those that I did send the link out, you're welcome to come on up if you are so inclined. So I did turn off, I did go in and turned off the
Whoops.
commercials just so that we wouldn't be interrupted. And I think I'll do that in the future. But sorry, I am going to go and turn them back on. But there should be some span. There should be at least 30 minutes between. And I put it on the lowest one, so it's weird. I'm
Yeah,
gonna just
that's
see
what
if I.
they were getting them in different times on mine, and I did the one that was like the longest in between the first time I tried it, and I don't know. I don't think they
Mhm.
really adhere to their own rules.
No, probably not. And they all will come at different times for people. So it
Mhm.
does say show ads to viewers. So
True.
so my apologies. But I think in the future, if I'm doing something that's focused, we won't have any commercials at the beginning. And this way I don't have to remember to turn it back on. So
What was your mini rant? What was it?
I'm trying to be good.
Gentle, your gentle, ever loving
Yeah,
rant.
so that I don't just upset people. Like, no, not that you're upset, but it's just like it's not always good to focus on the negative.
Right.
So I am going to go and I'm going to present, because this is all on my thing. So it's all about my what I'm doing right now with the Vlogmas.
Mhm.
And I can say that I just want to see if that's the one I want. Yes, I do. So I am going to just explain a few things as we go along. I am seeing a really, really poor viewership, even though
Mhm.
last month I added 170 new subscribers to my channel.
Wow.
And my first 3 videos here with the Vlogmas, it was like I'm struggling to hit 50. And I'm not talking about, like, this is not for me to, I'm not saying to you guys,
Yeah, yeah.
oh, go and see my
No,
stuff.
there's
And,
something going
that's
on, because that's the
not
same
my
thing with my live.
intention at
Could it be
all.
the holidays though, that people
I
are
just
just
was super, super disappointed. And
oh,
like one of them did yesterday, kind of made it up to 124, but they were scratching like 30, 40 here. So, so I am going to grab the middle one, because that one's the one that has the most. And there we go. So, and so some of this I do want to also just do a little bit of extra teaching. So I use
right.
the vidIQ, the free version. And so you get this overlay that's going on here. And, oh, just lost my screen. Is everybody intact? Everybody okay? Everybody okay? Shawnee,
I
you
see
okay?
you.
Yeah,
You there?
I don't know if it's my
Here.
signal, but it's like it
I
keeps
see
Oh, is
your
it me?
video
Can I not?
details.
Can you not hear me?
I
Uh-oh.
can hear you.
Okay,
We
I
can hear
can't hear
you.
Shawnee.
What?
What?
Can
It
I?
must
I
be
can't. Oh, maybe did I mute me? Oh,
What happened?
I'm hearing
her
you.
signal glitched a little bit. I wonder
Let
if
me
it's
just
something going on with the Wi-Fi.
turn myself back
Hello?
on. Am I back on? Can you hear me?
Yeah,
I can
we
hear
I
can hear
you.
cannot
you.
hear
We
you
heard
guys
you.
either. I'm going to
What?
just remove myself and then I'm going to come back.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, Sharon,
The video
can you guys
details.
hear Shawnee? Can you hear Carol? Can you say something?
Yeah, they can hear me. I can hear
Hello?
Shawnee. I can hear
Can you
you.
guys hear them?
Testing. 1, 2, 3. Sound check.
Testing, testing.
Everybody?
Yeah, they can all hear. They're saying 5 by
I'm
5.
just going to stop this for a second.
5
Can
by
you hear me
5.
now?
I cannot hear. Yeah, everybody can hear everybody except for I cannot hear you two ladies. I'm going to remove me and bring.
Okay.
Oh, I guess she removed herself.
Technical
She'll be coming
difficulties.
back.
Please,
And then add
please.
myself to
There
the
she is. She
stage.
with
Can you
us?
hear me now?
I
No,
can
I
hear
can't
you.
hear you
We
guys.
can hear.
What?
Check your wires. Is it your wires?
Just going to
Plug it
double
in.
check that I'm not muted. I didn't touch anything. I touched nothing. Wow. I'm going to try a refresh. Well, you see, I should have done the new Chrome available. I should have done,
Oh,
you guys are still
no.
here.
I
So let me
hate
just
that.
go and,
She might need to do an update. So,
Yes, that's
where did we leave off in the chat, Carol? Oh, is she back? No, she's not back.
let's see. You guys were actually you were putting your links in the chat that you just spoke about, which is great.
I did. Yeah, they are really
And
great
Shannon says
channels
she
if you guys want
saved
to
them.
save them to watch later.
Yes. Try.
Oh,
Testing.
Can you hear
Hello?
us?
I
Yeah.
can hear you.
cannot hear you.
I'm talking.
We're talking. Hello. Hi. I wish I knew something with my hands.
and your signing is too fast for me to pay attention to.
Slow.
Low talking.
What do we do now?
Okay, good night, crazy. Good night, Mo. It's good to, thanks for coming in. Anyway, so you just let me
unplug?
know if you can't hear. I have no idea why it did that. Oh yeah, see, and it's even changed my thing here, so that's okay. So I just wanted to show this. I do like this vidIQ on here. So it is this overlay. It can get a little bit, there we go. It can get a little bit, cluttery. So here is the title, but oh, it did it again. It blinked out. But what I really love is I love this thing over here, this optimizing score. So I base my, this is my reminder of all the things that I need to do. And so I want to get a green tick for each one. So your title evokes intrigue and desire. It's clear what the video is about and why. Your title's easy to understand. So I try to make sure I cover these. The keywords, this here, that one
It's
I
your signal.
struggle with because I don't know what keywords are supposed to be. It's like, is it in the description? Which it does say. I think it does even say that they're in the description. But it's like, well, what are my keywords? Has the video chapters. So I put in those actual video chapters. Well, ChatGPT helps me. Has a custom thumbnail, is added to a playlist and one screen. So, I like to get, 96, 100. I like to get 100 each time. So it's like I've followed all the protocol. So that's my point to that. So I've made my thumbnail. I've even put, with my, my file name, it's Quick and Easy Taco Soup, and there is SEOs that are embedded in this video. So all of those things, I'm doing all that needs to be done. But yet it's like, why am I getting, 35 views on my video? And it's not like this is a unique video, because I do cooking videos and I'll get 100 and whatever. So the other thing I wanted to also show you, and again, this is another vidIQ thing, which I do. Hey, GT Junior, you might as well come up.
Yay.
Can't hear you anyway.
What's up? What's up?
So here is my other, so this is the actual video here. YouTube Studio. Nope, I don't want that one. This one. So here is the video as if you were going to see it on the channel, right? And so if we go over here, this is another thing I really, really like. And again, it's put on by vidIQ, and it's going to generate. You're going to generate for me, aren't you? Come on. Wow. Is it just my computer? Is it just me? Did I unplug something? Oh, there we go.
Signal.
So I don't want to upgrade to Boost. I want this one. I don't want the AI coach. Yeah, I'm not doing anything. So it does have my channel tags in there. The AI coach. Let's see if that one. There it is. So I want to hit the AI coach. And this goes on like, everybody's video. I can go and look at your video and I can bring all of this up on any video on YouTube. So I go, like it goes, how do I get more subscribers? Like they're going to, do a little coaching, but I go summarize this video and I look and it goes thinking about your question. And I will tell you what it says. Because it's like, yeah, it's good. So here's a summary of your video. The video addresses the holiday season busyness and the stress, meal preparation amidst various. The host introduced a quick and easy taco soup recipe that can feed large groups. And so they've done all that. So They give me all that, which I do like that. And then it says analyze the hook. And so, because they always tell you about the hook, and I'm not good at doing the hooks, but it's thinking about my question. And I'm just going to go and what are you going to tell me? Come on. So great question. Analyzing the hook of the video titled Quick Easy Taco Soup, Feed the Crowd, whatever. So what's good about the hook? Relatable context. The creator sets the scene by mentioning the busy holiday seasons, which many viewers can relate to. This immediately connects with the audience current experience, right? It's emotional appeal. By acknowledging the stress of overwhelming of the holidays, the creator taps into the viewer's emotions, making them more likely to engage with the content. That's another positive thing. 3, clear purpose. The introduction of the quick and easy recipe suggests a solution to the problem of feeding guests during the hectic time, which is appealing to the audience. I've got, areas for improvement. And I do look at these sometimes. So stronger opening line. The hook could start with more attention-grabbing statement or question. For example, instead of it's the holidays and it's a very busy time of the year, or more direct question like feeling overwhelmed with the holiday season could draw the viewers in faster, blah, blah, blah. And you guys can go, if you have vidIQ, you can go and look at this. So then I always love this one. Why did this video do well or poorly? And here's the, because I'm going, okay, why is my video not doing well? And they said, based on the data, the title is clear and appealing, indicating it's quick and easy, relevant content. Why it did poorly? Low view count with only 124 views in 4 days. The video is underperforming compared to the channel's average. Maureen's getting on her soapbox and going to rant. But anyway, suggesting it may not have reached its target audience effectively. Whose fault is that? I'm following all the protocol. Limited engagement. While the likes and comments are decent, the overall engagement could be improved. And actually earlier when I was looking at it, because I have had a few more views of it, their first thing that they said it might be because I put this here, because I started the thing with a link, which I'm just going to take that down. But that was one of their things. It could be that you put that link there and that's why you're not getting the views that you normally would get. And you go, bullpucky. Right. And so where my rant comes in is I'm following all the protocol. SEOs, making engaging looking thumbnails. I do enough hashtags. So where my little bit of falling down has come was that, you go, well, just take it on the chin, Maureen, that's fine. But then I've gone to, and not that I'm doing a big comparison, but I've gone to other channels that are, maybe just a little bit bigger than mine. Right. Not a thumbnail, not a hashtag. Right. Not even the Vlogmas hashtag on it. Right. And they've got quite a few hundreds of views. Why? When I am working so hard at getting it all together. Why? That's my rant. Because it's like I'm doing all this extra work. What for? Right. Well, I know I'm doing it. But you go, okay, why are my, my videos, all 3 of them, even the vidIQ says they're underperforming than what you normally do. I put out more content, so that should bring me up. I had 170 new subscribers. Where is my video going to and who is it not going to? That's my big question. So I'm gonna let you guys talk amongst yourselves, or maybe what I'll even do is I'll just go to the,
I think this is a good one, but then she's trying to get those ones that aren't creators, is what she's spoken about before.
Yeah, I think my sound is actually
in the chat then.
Completely
so
disconnected.
People that are watching those other Vlogmas channels can see like Diva.
I am going to step out.
Okay.
And I'm going to go and restart my Chrome and just see if that helps.
This is like having Christmas with grandma who can't hear, and you guys.
I'll be back.
Okay.
I'll be back, Shawnee. Don't poke the bear. Don't you poke this bear. Don't you poke the bear.
What?
Creative redundancy.
I'll be
I have
back.
to go back into the
What about CR?
CR.
A
I have to go
tool?
back into the live stream that I learned about this tool at and see if I can find the link
What
because
you
I
mean
have
where
no
you
clue what
link
the
it in
name
your?
was.
She puts her shorts, her
No, no,
long
no, 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 no,
term.
no. It's a tool that you say, "Here's my video," and
Yeah.
it goes, "Do do 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 do." Here's 5 shorts. It
Oh,
puts it into vertical. It creates the short. You just upload it
Wait, what?
from your long format. So I have
Oh,
to go back and find what the tool is called. CR wants to know.
it's a tool. Yeah, I want to know what that is too. It's
It might
something on
not be
YouTube.
free, but we'll see. You
Oh,
want to know
okay.
about it
It's like
too?
an app. We
YouTube?
all want that now. We'll all
Okay,
take
I will
that,
do some
please.
more research and I will provide information for y'all.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, my questions are when it comes to this kind of situation, I understand. I am so sorry. There is so much work that she's putting in for these
Right.
videos, and to see low clicks is devastating. Yes, we are
Yeah.
here to listen for you to get it all out. Diva, I know you're going to watch the replay.
Yeah.
Hear what
While you were down.
we're saying. So there's things to consider. All those subscribers that came on, if they came on for a chicken video, they don't give two about a soup video, you know?
Right. Here we
They're
go.
not
Let's
gonna
try it
click
now.
it. They want a chicken video.
Adding to the
Can you hear
stage,
me?
Maureen Washington. Can you hear us now?
No?
I can hear you now.
Oh, she took a selfie.
Yay!
Yeah,
We're
I
gonna
just
do it
thought,
with
well,
that.
I'll just unplug the interface because maybe it's my interface
Okay.
because I wasn't hearing even the video. So no, I was listening to you at the time, Shawnee,
Okay.
saying, well, I didn't get to hear it all. Yeah,
Right.
I just couldn't hear. It was like just my own voice, just my own voice in my own head. So and the purpose, like and the only reason why it's upsetting to me is because the purpose of doing this challenge is
Mhm.
that it does bring in more. But
Right.
what would appear, so what would appear to me is that my videos are not going out.
Yeah. Right.
And you have no control over that. And they go, it's your audience. And you go, but my
Mm-mm.
audience just increased. And why? Like this is like I've got videos from the beginning, and they would be. I have some videos that it's only got 80 plays on it from 2 years ago.
Right.
It's like I went right back to that place.
Yeah.
It's like I should hit 100. Like I would have been, oh yeah, that's normal. But it was like 35. What?
Right.
Why?
Yeah. What is going
And
on?
and then when you do go and see someone else's channel who's got nothing like it, and yet you go,
Yeah.
you've got quite a few hundreds of views.
Yeah.
Why?
Well, what about that one I showed you? And yes, her videos were filmed okay. Like they were nice and she was a
Mhm.
good teacher, but it was in the thousands and it was
Yeah.
on generic composting. Like
Yeah.
we'll just do one thing at a time and that's fine and that's great. But thousands, like they're
Yeah.
I think
Yeah, so
sometimes go ahead.
well, one of the things that Marissa does say, because it's like I get like, what is and I did check out another Canadian content creator. She's
Mhm.
got like, in the 11,000s, but she's hitting like 110. And you go, you got 11,000 subscribers and you only have 110 views on your Vlogmas video.
Something's going on.
There is a suppression. We believe that there's a suppression from us up here due to who runs our administration here,
Mm,
right? Like when I've
Because of the
told you that,
CA part of this.
right.
Mhm.
Yeah.
yes,
Interesting.
yeah, that there is some suppression that goes on for content creators up here.
Hmm.
I can't say that is the truth.
Right.
But it's just like you kind of go, it doesn't quite make sense because there is some content creators that they're having no problem. Like they're doing, they've got 40,000 subs and they're getting their 11, 20, 20,000 views on their
Yeah.
videos and stuff like that. But I was specifically looking at this Vlogmas and it's like, is it worth it for me to go to this extra work?
Right.
And that's where it was like, because it was like, even if it was just like, okay, I'm getting about 100, that's good, and then over the next couple of days, there might be another 20. But when you go 35, you're like, 35?
Right. I know.
So anyway.
Well, that was like my cassava video that's everybody wanted me to do gardening, and then it was like the slowest thing. And then I was finding out about, okay, well, a lot of people aren't even seeing it, because if they have that switched on for their kids, they don't even see those videos at all. That little click up at the top of their page to,
Yeah.
you know. So yeah,
Yeah.
it can get discouraging, but you're doing all the right things. It'll click again.
Yeah.
I mean, GT's been on here a long time too. He knows it goes in like ups and downs on YouTube.
I have a different passion than she does. She wants it for real.
Yeah, no.
I'm having
And she's
fun.
doing all the things, and we
It's
don't do all the
totally
things.
different. I don't
Yeah.
care about that stuff.
Right. Well,
I don't care. Not at
Yeah.
all.
Right.
yeah. Well,
right.
the reason for the push for me is that I'm working towards it being income for myself, because
Yeah.
I have not had, well, I did have some work in 2020, and I do have some gigs here and there, but it's not sustainable. And right now, sure, you go, well, look at that. You made 23 cents on that video. Well, it's 23 cents more than I made when I wasn't making any money on them, right?
Right.
So there is that aspect of it. But it was just yes, Shawnee, it is hashtag Vlogmas 2024 on the SEO on the video, in the tags, in the hashtags. It's in there. And if I do go Vlogmas 2024, I can go through and I can see. But I think the one night when I went, I had 35 views on it. But when I went through that hashtag, it said I had no views on it. And it's like, which, there's the lag and stuff like that. But it was just like, it's just one of those things where you go, okay, that's really odd to me. So.
Oh, they have some really good ones though. It's coming from that country. That's where they have Country Life, because that's one. It's like an ASMR channel that all of us have seen and watched. I think all three of us. I think Shawnee's watched it. Her and I have talked about it before. They have Country Life, I think, or The Country Life from As Barrett. I can't Spanish and whatever. For their, the bunny's playing with the dog. It's picturesque. The older woman's like making strawberry jam out there with these huge bowls of beautiful strawberries that have no blemishes. Yeah, there's something. But Anne saying like, one of the channels looked like it had nothing special, but it had 7 million views. So yeah, I do wonder how some people might be tweaking the system. And then also YouTube itself started that pay for play. Pay them $200 and they'll basically get your stuff out more. So, but I think too, like what GT is saying is sometimes when we over focus on things, and this from being a believer, God doesn't allow it to happen because it's not his timing. We're putting it in our own hands, our timing, our way. I'm doing all the things. I. And he's given this beautiful gift to you of singing. And I know you're not looking at it as like it's a sustainable thing, but I'm sure when this is going to hit, it's going to hit. So I get your frustration, because you are like being the straight A+ student in the class and doing all the things. Like I'm not. I get fed up, I get frustrated, and then I'm like, I have to quit for a while before I just pull out all my plants in my backyard and I don't ever garden again for you. But it will hit. It's just it's a lot of things hitting at once. A new administration, all like the countries are getting weird.
Yeah.
Another thing that number 3 might be happening that we're hearing news about. So all the communications are being monitored when it's other countries.
Yes.
So yeah, I think there's a lot of things hitting at once, and people are having the holidays and they're busy. So they might not be watching the content right now.
Right. But if they're watching somebody's content that has not a hashtag, not a thumbnail, not nothing.
But it might not be real people. That might be they're buying bots. And that's
no, not a bot. It's not a person. It's a person I know.
Let me just email all of them and ask them, why did you watch this? And then I'll get back to you.
I know, right? What shorts? Shawnee did have that question that was good. Was what shorts are you seeing more people come in on?
Yeah,
Yes.
like make a chicken Christmas video.
Yep.
Right?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Uh,
Yeah.
I do get lots of
I love you too, J3.
lots of subs from the
I love
short.
my family on here.
So Creative Redundancy and GT Junior Opus Clip was the clipping tool, and it sounds like it's not free though, where you can take your video, your long format video, and you say, here it is, and it goes, here are vertical clips for you to upload as shorts to draw attention to your long format. The cheap way to do this is the clip tool located underneath the video, where you go in and you pick like 15-second segments, and you post it as a short, something that's intriguing in the video itself, and you go to watch more. Here is the related video link on my channel.
Opus what? Oh, poo. Why don't they?
How much is it?
Clip. Well, they just had a Black Friday sale, and so I could look right now probably and find out. I don't know.
Great.
Yeah.
Give me some
But,
minutes.
I mean, you're our inspiration for doing all the things. And we see now too that even sometimes when you do all the things, there's something that can modify all that work and just discourage you. But
so here's the whoops, oh, this one
it's going
here.
berserko.
Here is the clip that that you can use.
Yep.
Can you see that? So like on the video on the desktop, for those of you that don't know where that clip is, that's what this is about.
Yeah, I've used it before.
I've tried to do it on my phone, but it's awful to try to use it on my phone. Way down here.
Just don't look at any of the images.
I'm trying to find your little thingy dingy moving around.
It's a paper clip or a scissors or something.
It's a scissors. So I'm making it go on and off. Okay, you see that?
No,
so it's at the bottom, like if you see the edit video, the blue, and if you go over there, you can see the likes, the share, clip, and save. You see that there? That's where you're going to see it, where you can do those verticals. So I know it's just weird because you go like, how many times do we have that video or this video here? I just want to show that. Okay, and we're bringing up open.
Gosh, we're going to talk about
find it.
Opus Clip. OPUS Clip is a tool that I have been introduced to. There is a monthly and a yearly plan. Right now the toggle is switched to yearly. There is a deal. There are different categories for this plan. There's starter, pro, business. So in the $15 a month starter, it's something about credit.
Yeah, that's
So what I want to do is go back, and on the home page, there's this section right here, get free clips. You get one a day, on some stuff where you get, 3 a day and then you're done. I don't know. I've never tried it. We could try dropping a video link and seeing if it creates free clips, or if it says, you need to sign up. Blah, blah, blah.
It might not let you download it to upload it, if you know what I mean.
Because we want to be able to take it from here and upload it to YouTube as a short. Yes. So I don't know what the catch is. There is a sale right now. I don't make money on YouTube, and I'm not paying for this. I will do it the hard way. But maybe someone out there is watching and they would really benefit from Opus Clip.
Right. It might just show you how it would, like an example, because it said clip it, get free clips, or upload it. I wonder if they're going to show it to you and you go, oh wow, that's really good.
That's the section I need. I'm going to go to the timestamp on my own side and clip from there. They just gave me the gold. Yeah.
There you go.
And they aren't the only one on the market that does this, you guys. I mean, there's tons of tools for YouTubers to make time easier if you're going to pay a penny. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah. To address that, I'll tell you what the click-through rates are, but I will say, like last night when I looked at the first 3 videos that I had just done, when I looked at what their performance rate was, all of them were performing above my average, but there's just not that people were watching, like people were staying engaged more so than what usual videos would be, where they would drop off. They were staying well above the time, but the click-through rates, can I find the click-through rate with it? Let me go back here.
We might be looking at a time where we're going to watch the clock channel change people's attention spans to where they're only watching short
Hey,
form,
Mike.
and that might be, hey Mike, that might be why
Yeah.
YouTube too is going to those 3-minute short form.
Yeah. Yeah, so the retention is higher than normal on all 3 videos. The retention, so it's like, you know how you have the ski where everybody's on and then it drops off. Mine is like they're not the hockey sticks. They are staying high. So that's a super positive.
Yes.
You know,
Yes.
it's good. So I do like
Yeah.
that, but I don't know how to find the click-through rate after it's been, when it's not the main one. I don't know how to find that. Engagement, do I look at that?
Oh, there's one of those feelings in my ears. Woo!
Yeah. Click-through rate. No, I don't know how to find it. CR. But yeah, so that was my little rant. And it's like, you know, am I gonna keep doing what I'm doing? Yes. But it was just a little bit
And that's all of them are below 40 about?
no, like no one, like the soup for days, it picked up, I've got 124.
Oh,
feels
well, that's great.
Yeah. But it was just like the first 3 days, it was like 35, 40, and then maybe a 50. It was like they weren't even scratching what I
The
normally would get.
the change I think the change that happened here is you were posting long form videos how many times a week before we started December? And now you're doing it every day and it's like,
No,
oh, I don't know what to do.
Every
second day.
Yeah,
It's every
second.
other day. Okay. It's
Yeah.
Yeah.
sometimes
But even when I
there's
did the
talk
first
about
one,
over posting, you know?
Yeah.
right. Yeah. And when I did the first one, it didn't, it just creeped. It just creeped
Right.
along. Like, and so that would have been a first video of the, oh, it's under reach. Okay, let me just see.
But yeah, Shawnee's right. Sometimes viewers, if a content creator will up the times that they're posting, they'll be like, well, now I can't view the other people that I'm watching, and they won't be able to keep up on all this stuff.
I think this weekend is going to be a lovely test, don't you think, Carol? This Friday, Saturday, Sunday, if we start seeing it do this, it's just because people were busy during the week.
For Thanksgiving. Yeah, I
You
agree.
know?
I agree.
But what do you say to the people who have got the million subscribers and they're getting the clicks, or somebody else who's doing Vlogmas that's getting lots of views?
Well, we could email them and ask them what their secrets are.
Right.
They have an email on their channel.
Okay,
Let's just
just-
talk. Let's have a
I
conversation.
don't know what it is. There's something
Hey,
like,
can you shout me out on your million views channel,
right?
yo? Like,
No, not that one. I don't want those ones. So for the first one, CR, it's 3.4. 3.4 is the click-through rate for that one. And then the next one, let's go grab that one under reach. I'm
But
still
that's
learning.
like Jess and Maya, when she started, it was her photos and her knowledge of tomatoes. She didn't do I don't think all the business. I mean, she said she would attack it like a business, but I don't know if she did all the hashtagging and everything when she first started.
Yeah.
And
Nobody
it blew
does.
up. So I can
Okay,
understand.
so-
It's like, why can't we be like that?
The second one CR is 2.8 for the click-through rate.
Uh-huh.
And the third one, I won't do the fourth one, so I'll do the third one. And like today's video, the third one is under reach. Just takes a second. Is 3.6 again, which I think that's quite an average for me.
Okay.
You know, yeah. So it's that thing where you just go, okay, I think there is just a little bit of, you know, something that just like when I like I've said, when I'm when there's an article about my performance on online news and I take it and I put it on Facebook,
Right.
it comes up with we're sorry, the Canadian government will not let you post anything from the news. And it's like, it's me doing a show up island at another location. So
Yeah. Well, was
Yeah.
their content the same? Like was it gardening and like recipe making and
it's gardening.
Uh.
Hmm. Yeah,
Is
the other girl that has that's Canada, that has the 11,000 subs. She's like on the East Coast. I think she did some decorating. Again, you were seeing like she had more views before the Vlogmas happened. Like
Yeah,
before.
yeah. If it's who I'm thinking it is, she also plays to her sexy side. Is she single now and was
Who?
married and just met a new person?
Who?
The creator you're talking about with the 11,000 views, is she the one that? Okay,
No.
I didn't want to just drop a channel.
No.
It's
No. It was somebody new that I.
yeah.
But yeah, and I don't think she had any like unless she has the hashtag embedded in her SEOs, I wouldn't know. But it was like again, I went, okay, you don't even have the hashtag. The
Well, it's
hashtag
like,
Vlogmas.
Right.
remember when we looked at that channel and her first video was "Welcome to my homestead, child free," and she got over 1,000 views on her first video, and I was like, "What?
Yeah. What the heck? Why?
Child free? Yeah, okay."
So you need to put that as your hashtag.
Yeah. How about freedom from children time? Like what? Like what's
Apparently,
that child free?
Wow.
Wow.
it gets views, I guess.
Yeah. Anyway, so that's my little rant. Carol, how was going to Disney
It was
World?
great. We when we got there, I had bought Malachi's because he snapped in he used to have these headphones that minimize all the sensory input, the auditory. So I just grabbed ones that he has that, are regular. And so he got to go in with those on it first because I asked him, I'm like, do you want your headphones? When we first started to get around all those people, because there's a lot of people. So he's got a lot of stuff going on. And he wore them, but then he ended up taking them off and he did all the things with us. Like I was really proud of him. He, no complete like meltdowns or anything. The only time he would ever melt down is if we separated out from each other. He wanted his family together. That he feels best when we're all together. But he
Yeah.
rode like a small roller coaster.
Aw.
He did all the things. And Hannah got to basically guide us because she had the map as far as what had the longest wait time or shortest wait time and what she wanted to do. And of course, I let her know, make sure it's, you can do some on your own with dad, but make sure a lot of it is for your brother because it's really his first time with all of
Yes.
it. And of course, I gave in and bought the expensive stick that does all the fancy lights and blows bubbles because he was watching other kids go by and they had those bubble makers. And I was like, we have to give in. I mean, it's something
Absolutely.
he'll use again. And we're not,
Yes.
even though we live in Florida, we don't get up there a lot because it is exhausting. And the food will get you, even if you have money saved for the tickets and everything, the food up there can get expensive for the whole family. And
Yeah.
it's not like spectacular, I'll just say, the food, unless you have the money to really go to the spectacular places. But no, we had a good time. Thank you for asking. We're just exhausted. My calves are like, I could barely get out of bed this morning because I'm just not used to stroller. Like he got in the stroller near the end, but we had to have a stroller to carry his stuff with us.
That's right.
And the ramps, like to get to places because you have that stroller and pushing that thing. I was like, wow, I got like all my workouts that I didn't do in the last couple months. I got them yesterday
The whole year.
for the whole year. Yeah, I'm good. But yeah, we had a good time. Thank you. And then we got in too late for Friday. So I let Shawnee know before that happened, hey, I might not make it back. And at first she's like, I'm slammed with work. But then I saw her and I was like, oh, good. She did it. Good. Because I know she needs the hours.
I started 2 hours early on my work because
Yay.
he was here.
Oh,
So I could like have time at the end to do that. Yeah.
I kept
That's
thinking maybe I'll get home in time. And then I was like, no, I'm just not going to be up to alive after today. And
no,
plus,
it's not family time.
yeah. And we came home to the poor dog was left. We don't have anybody to really trust her with. So she did a little piddle because, yeah, it's, a long day for her without us here. So I was cleaning up and mopping the floor when I got home real late at night. But it was a good time. And he had a good time. It was so cute because at one time I turned around and I wished my husband was looking in my direction because my son just looked at me, went and gave me an authentic smile at that moment. And I was like, oh my gosh, it was so sweet. It was so sweet. And he was saying hi to people and, thank
Oh,
you. And he was really trying to use like his socialite skills. They're not really like he's not really having conversations, but he's still trying and saying hi and
yes.
it's
Yeah.
really cute. It was really
That's
cute.
awesome.
Yeah.
That's
I mean, and he
awesome.
did great. I mean, we went on quite a few rides with like lights, like how they do it. All the lights and all the sounds. I
Mhm.
was just but you'll see, like, if I ever get this video out, you'll see it's a sensory thing. I have to show it without my earphones. He does
Right.
he does that, and he'll have it because of, I guess, how it's just so much input, and that gives him some sort of
Yeah.
comfort. And we'll find out more once his ABA starts. It's just so hard
Right.
to it's gonna flip our lives, but in a good way, hopefully. But it's
Yes.
just I've mentioned it like, I am very careful about who comes into my home, and then
Yeah.
they're going to be there for hours and hours and hours. And
Mm.
I want them to, choose a good person for our house. And I don't want to have to go
Yeah.
through like that weird, this person just isn't a good fit for our family. I'm wondering if you have anybody else moments
Yeah.
and being that person. So,
Right.
but yeah, it was great. Thank you. I just wish we could have gotten, we went to one place and the last time we were there, he was really little. So it was probably like 7 years ago. We were there all together as
Right.
a family.
So he just
And I know. And there was a place that had ribs and green beans and fries. And we're like, oh, we'll go there
Mhm.
for lunch this time. Well, they changed it over and that was gone. And it was just like fast food. And we were like, oh, a little disappointed in that. And the fries weren't even that good.
Right.
But other than that,
It's like you gotta have good fries. How is it hard? Why
yes,
is it so hard to get good fries?
right. Like some fresh cut
Mhm.
fries. Come on. Like,
Mhm.
come on. Or at least make them that way. You're Disney. Make it look like they're fresh cut fries and taste like fresh cut fries. It was, yeah.
Right.
But that was the only complaint I had was the food had gone kind of downhill since
Mhm.
we were there last time.
Mhm.
But I do know what makes me sick when I go there. It's if you stop any place other than Starbucks for coffee, I don't know how well they filter the Orlando water that they use
Oh,
coming into their coffee. And
right.
yeah, I got one regular coffee this time, and I noticed my stomach got really upset compared to last time. Hannah and I stopped at Starbucks in Epcot, and I didn't have that issue. And Starbucks will usually filter out their water, from what I understand.
Right.
But
Right.
anyway, so yeah, it was good. I don't know when we'll get back up there again because it is exhausting on the parents more than the kids. The kids have a great time. The parents are like, oh gosh, this is great, but
Yeah.
my husband, I was just glad did not need the electric wheelchair because he was having some issues with his knee. I'm hoping he didn't. I don't think he tore his meniscus because he was able to get through the parks, and I think he might have a sprained knee. Roll? What's RO? Roll? Who? RO? Roll?
Reverse osmosis.
Oh,
Mm.
yeah.
Guessing it's
Okay, they
reverse
use reverse
osmosis.
osmosis. Possibly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you.
So GT, I haven't seen you for a while because I went away, and then I don't think you were on my other lives. Are you able to talk and let me know what's going on in GT land?
Not much, just growing food the best I can and trying to get this chicken coop done.
Right.
Okay, coop's not done. And are you able to work? Is it wickedly cold? Oh,
No,
You
oh,
can't work or it's not.
30 degrees.
Oh, that's not bad. 30 degrees for Alaska. You're supposed to be like
Yeah,
10 under or something.
it was 2 weeks ago. It
Okay.
was -6. Yeah, we was feeling it. And I was
wow.
really telling my wife, I told my wife, hey, I think we need to be snowbirds. We
Yeah.
need to go ahead and get us a second house because
All right.
it's about growing food and it's a little bit more difficult and more challenging here in Alaska. And
Yeah.
Yeah.
then we got
Absolutely.
30, then we got 21, 22 temperature. I don't know what that is in Celsius, but I felt good about it.
Yeah.
And now we're at 30 degrees Fahrenheit,
Mhm.
and it's going to be like this until Tuesday. So
Ooh.
the chicken coop should be done by Tuesday. I'm very ecstatic. The chickens will be out this month. So
Good.
yeah, I'm really I spend a lot of time out there. You know,
Yeah.
I get a movie and have my son come out there. We do some projects, talk about things and stuff like that. I just had a birthday. I turned 46 about 2 weeks
Oh,
ago. I'm a Sagittarius, so
Yay.
I'm
happy
46 years
birthday.
old now. Yeah,
Birthday.
Happy
yes, yes,
birthday.
It goes by so
yeah.
fast. Once you get into your
We-
40s, it's like it flies the time, I think.
Yeah,
I think it really
I got
gets
to.
faster every year, it seems like, as you get older.
Yeah.
Mhm. I
True
got
story.
to spend my time. I don't work anymore after I turned 40. I
Mhm.
don't work for a job on my birthday. They can have Christmas and all
Right.
the other holidays, but my birthday, that's for me, my family, my mom and my daddy. I
Right.
talk to my mom and my dad and make sure I thank
Mhm.
them for, give
Yeah.
me what I got,
Right.
So
Right.
they
It's
made that
wonderful.
choice, so I'm here.
Yeah.
And so I make sure that we, do what we do. Wow, Mike said it's
What?
50.
Did he turn 50
What?
today?
Goodness
What,
gracious.
Mike? Is your birthday
I
too?
think he's talking about temperature.
No,
Oh,
temp,
temperature.
temp. and,
Mhm.
and with me being able to spend time with my family,
Right.
there's certain movies that I have watched culturally that I have watched. So I was able to watch
Right.
2 of those with my son and able to pause it and tell him little stories about it and stuff. So it felt real good to be able to do that. We went to my
Mhm.
favorite restaurant.
Which
You
is
want to guess?
no.
You guess.
Is it smoked grilled meats kind of a restaurant?
No.
Is it a buffet?
Kara.
Oh, I only get
Yes,
one
it
guess.
is. You only
Is
get one turn,
Dang it.
Carol.
The buffet? Oh goodness. Is it? Oh, I can't think of the name of it. My husband's gone there before because they used to get free meals at the VA.
Come on, 5, 4,
I can't think of
3,
the name of it. I can see it.
2,
Can't think of the name of it.
1. Maureen.
I don't know American
Old
restaurants.
old country buffet.
Denny's. No, they don't do
No, I
buffet.
That
know
was
what
a
it
good
is,
guess.
too. Can't
You
think
did
of
better than Carol. Carol didn't even say nothing.
I can't think. I'm sitting here seeing the restaurant here that we have. That's the buffet, and they like Golden Corral. Is that it?
There it is.
I could not
Oh, yeah,
think.
Miss
I'm like,
Karen.
where's the sign in my brain? Look at the sign.
Mhm.
I've never seen a Cracker Barrel before,
Really?
but I've never seen one. Golden Corral is my favorite restaurant because
That's
you
fine.
get
Like,
all the foods that you want. You get the nachos, the tacos, the steak. You get the coals, the germs and stuff. So you get it all in one spot. Why not? I mean, we building up our immune system. We building up our stomach.
True.
So why
Hey,
not?
they have the spit shields at least, right? You know, that
But
keeps out
still,
from.
people don't have etiquette. They don't have etiquette,
Mm-mm.
and
I
it just
am
make my immune system better.
That's right. Well, I'm a professional when I'm at a buffet to know how to
Yes,
grab a napkin
I do
and
that too.
I pick up the utensil and use it, and then I move on to the next utensil. And
Right.
I do
Mm.
not touch any utensils that anybody has touched because they've touched it, then they went and eaten all their food, then they come back and they get more. Mama always has a napkin.
It's a little bit of everything of the worst.
What
SARS
in the world is that
monkey,
saying?
He
SARS
put
monkey,
them all
Ebola
together.
pox.
Yeah.
SARS monkey,
What?
Ebola pox.
Ebola pox on tap.
Yeah, you got to get it all
You
in
gotta
one
get it.
shot.
That's right. Strengthen them. Use. Oh,
No.
good night, CR.
Good night, CR. Thank you, Carol.
You're welcome.
Mm-hmm.
See y'all rooting for y'all.
He loved me
and
that
now
I
I'm
couldn't
hungry.
figure out what the 50 was.
That's right.
Mhm.
Laughing at. That's a good one.
Yeah, I
Mike.
don't know if I've been to a Golden Corral. I know that I went to a buffet when I was in Mississippi, and I'd never seen anything like it. It was such a big building, and it was like you could get all your southern, your greens and beans and all of that, black eyed peas over here, and they had the steaks over there, and they had it was just like,
Ooh,
where do you start? Where do you
right.
start? Where do you end?
Yeah.
But I always make sure I do not touch any utensil that someone else has touched.
Mm.
No.
What about like family gatherings? When it's like a family gathering, will you still whip out the napkin and make family feel like their journey?
No.
I won't
No,
either.
if it's my family, because they're all bent in the head like me, right? So you just know that nobody comes and
Nobody's
saying
doing that.
no, we would vote you off the island. You have to go. No, you cannot stay.
I didn't even think about that. Like I got there and I washed my hands and then I touched all of the utensils so that I can get everybody's. I got all their germs and I feel great. Not even a cold or sniffle. I mean, I don't know. I'm good. But I didn't even think about that I'm actually touching the. They don't even wash their hands when they come out of the bathroom. Like I witness people and I'm like,
yeah. Oh, gross.
Yeah, I've been
come
in
on. I'm talking about not just number one, but it's like, really?
Yeah.
Come on. And I want to say something, but it's like, that ain't my business. They might say something and I be slumped. They be slumped on the floor. We're not gonna play like that. But I never thought about that.
Right.
Wow, Maureen. Just gross myself out. But let me tell you what I made while I was there.
What did you do?
I made a pulled pork sandwich. They had these dinner rolls that they just brought out, and I put them on my plate, and I grabbed the dirty handle of the tongs, and I put that what is it called? The chopped pork.
The pulled pork.
Yes, I put the pulled pork on there. They gave me a thing of mustard, and then I asked the neighbor to give me her hot sauce. I put hot sauce on. Oh, it was so good, germs and all.
Yeah, and you just said happy birthday to me. Yeah, actually, even when I'm in a restaurant that has condiments or whatever, I do it for the whole table because some people don't pay attention. So again, I take a napkin and I just put it around the ketchup so that whoever picks up the ketchup and then put it back.
Very nice of you.
No, my siblings don't do that. That's only myself. But my siblings all have the same germaphobe that I do. But they don't. I think they all touch things, but it's like, no, Mama doesn't.
Well, even at like Disney World too, it's like, no, I'm not putting my hand on the ketchup dispenser. Like you'll get an arm, or you'll get that. Like you said, get a napkin first.
Honey butter.
What's
what
honey
are you talking
butter?
about? Honey butter.
Honey butter.
You better go back. You gotta go back.
They ain't got no honey butter, do they?
Outback Steakhouse had some good. They used to have some really good honey butter with the rolls, and then I found out the secret is sometimes they recycle that butter in restaurants. Just saying.
Do they really have honey butter? By you?
Yes,
I lost a little bit. I lost a few 2 points talking like that.
You're
Got me a little too excited.
J3 does that.
Do they really? By you?
Yeah. By Hi, Rob Valentine. Nice to see you in here.
Honey butter.
Nice to see you in here. Yeah, there is there. I had, it was like, I'm sure that when I walked into the if it was a Golden Corral, whatever smorgasbord it was like, whoa!
Yeah, huge.
It was like,
well,
oh my God,
Golden
it's like
Corral
the
is
size
like
of a football field. Where? What?
I just
And everything was just heaping. Like it wasn't
right,
just little things. Like I've been to some Chinese food restaurants, and because there's not a lot of patrons, it'll be just a little clump of chow mein and a little clump of this because they don't want it sitting there drying out for the next.
right, right.
And this
Right.
was like, oh, and the place was packed. It was
Yep.
probably Sunday after church, right? So you got
Yeah.
everybody in
Yeah.
there. But
Right.
I'm sure it must have been a golden corral.
Yeah. It probably
Or a
was.
Royal Fort. We had a Royal Fort. That was
Oh,
good.
I've never heard of Royal
Yeah.
Fort, but I've been to
Oh, that's an
Cracker Barrel.
Alaska thing? Oh.
Maybe I have to look it up. But at when you travel, you stop off and get Cracker Barrel because they're right off like the interstate. They're big signs, and they always having breakfast for lunch, and they have a lot of country specials like the chicken and dumplings and things like that. Country fried steak, fried chicken,
Mm.
good. Yeah, I don't. I
At
like
Cracker Barrel?
their trout. Yeah, I like their trout. They used to do like a lemon pepper trout. I could eat that. My stomach gets really weird anyway, but then when I'm traveling, it's really like I have to carry a lot of snacks because I don't know where I'll get to eat and not get an upset stomach from whatever they're using.
Yeah, I've always wanted to go to a Cracker Barrel, but that again is an American thing. We don't have it here in Canada that I'm aware of, but definitely not. I haven't heard of it in Vancouver, like on the mainland, and not here on the island. So
What's this?
Great.
A one trip only Golden Corral? I have never heard of that, Mike's. Yeah, that's what I like too, Duncan.
it's like I'll go shopping
Shopping.
and lunch.
They have a shop right on the restaurant, so it's got like all the old fashioned candies, and then it's also got clothes and toys and household
So they
things.
really marketing. Okay.
Oh,
And
yeah.
they have like a buffet style?
No, theirs is a sit down, but they have like daily specials, and they have things they're known for. They're known for their hash brown casserole, is one of the things that
Ooh.
they make.
I love hash
That's what I'm
brown
talking about, Mike.
Mhm.
Yeah.
The thing with, I don't know. The thing with Golden Corral, I think the food looks better than it tastes. It just
I
you
don't
gotta
know.
really sauce it up or something. Well, I guess
I
maybe
was hungry. I waited all day for it. Ooh. I told my family, I was like, y'all better get in there. Y'all better get my money's worth. I'm serious. I ain't playing with you.
right.
It costs $22. I rarely drink sodas.
Right.
So it's $22 and you get to eat as much as you want to. I'm like, I'm gonna do me. So
Back in the day, there was
$22
Sizzler.
worth.
They did that. Sizzler did like the all you could eat shrimp, and I even filled at the time because I was a little Boca girl. I had a little Gucci purse. I lined it with napkins and put it. At my sister, I'm like, here, take my stuff home, and I'm just gonna fill this with breaded shrimp.
Oh,
no.
okay. Well, we wish you all the best, Miss Ann.
Yes.
What?
Ooh.
Yikes.
Oh, sorry, I'll put it back up. She goes, we noticed that the electricity will be cut from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. today. Maintenance on the lines, they said. I need to get a generator and wood burners out. It's 8 p.m. now.
I hope everything goes well with that, Ann.
Whoa. That's a long time to be out without electricity when we're so accustomed to it. Whoa.
Right? At least they let them know. Like Florida.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened.
Too bad.
Too bad. Too bad.
My
It's like,
electricity.
we'll have a hurricane coming. It'll stay on. We'll have a minor storm, and it's like, why did we lose electricity? Wait, why did that brownout just take out my AC compressor?
Not know what Bourbon Street chicken is.
Oh,
That just sounds good.
Yeah,
Yes.
bourbon chicken is good. That's a thing here at a lot of the places.
Where's Ann? Ann is in a different country, correct?
Right. She's in Turkey.
Turkey. Yeah.
Well, at least it's not rolling. Is it rolling blackouts like in South Africa, Ann? Because they have the rolling blackouts there.
No, they're doing some maintenance, and so they have to cut the power.
No, I just meant like, is it a regular maintenance kind of thing? Like, are they doing this every once in a while?
I don't What is leaf mold?
She's making leaf mulch. She's just breaking down her leaves for soil.
Right. So Serena, if it's just a pile of leaves, your best thing to do is you want to start having a mixture of nitrogen and carbon. And of course, now we're not going to have any nitrogen in the greens. So what I would recommend is that you take some other soil and put more soil on it. So because that's going to have the microbes, and then just keep adding, and you can stir it up. If it's in a container, I would just put some soil on it. That will help to break it down. Mm-hmm.
Worms could be a benefit to that, and Shawnee, Google it.
Yeah, I'm
Google,
doing that
come
right
back,
now.
come back, Google.
There's compost. Well, there's compost starter and accelerator. I was trying to remember the name of one. It's called
What was the
it's
question?
got a weird name. What is
She's
that one?
back.
But there are compost starters, and is she back? Okay, I'm sorry, I'm over here, and she's better and faster at this.
What was the question?
It was to accelerate her leaf mold. Okay, how to make leaves. It says the key is to, like what Maureen said, add nitrogen to the pile, encourage bacterial decomposition. You can do this by adding lots of green material, which you can't do right now. Use coffee grounds or blood meal too.
Yeah.
Had some great success with adding lots of blood meal in with the wet leaves to speed decomposition. Where is that? Maybe they'll have it. Oh, simple organic activators you may have on hand are lime, limestone, blood meal, fish meal, and poultry, rabbit, or horse manures. There. Sorry, Shawnee, you weren't here, or were you? Are you in the background?
Yes, she.
There she is.
I'm on this page to see your voice, your face. I thought I heard your voice. I thought I answered you.
Compost tea is simple enough to where you can just use that.
Yeah.
There's
Yes.
I'm building leaf mold, and I found leaf mold in the forest, a lot of it, and I brought it all. I brought a lot. I brought bags and bags of leaf mold
That's
from the
awesome.
forest.
That's
I
awesome.
didn't know it was illegal though. Yeah, I didn't know. I thought it was free, but
Right.
I don't know. I'm just saying
He's just not
allegedly.
admitting that he did anything at all.
I'm just saying allegedly.
No.
That's all.
Allegedly.
He heard
I'm
about
about
a person who removed leaves. He heard about a person, and
But you know
he
what?
didn't
I
know.
even had it on video though, because I didn't know better.
Incriminating yourself.
Just incriminate myself. Like, hey, lock me up. I messed up.
Well, here,
Just terrible.
we've got all the beaches, and you get all those sea onions, and you get all the seaweed coming up, right? For entertainment purposes only. That's right.
Yes, entertainment
May or may
purposes
not have
only.
savings.
So there is a line on the sand, and so if it's part of whatever that section is, you're not allowed to touch the seaweed or the sea onions or anything that's just rotting there.
Right.
But if you just go on the other side of the line, and you got to know where the line is, because there are people watching you from their homes, you can help yourself to all of the seaweed over there and bring it to your garden.
Right.
But it's like, but you can't, if it's in a park, you can't touch it, and it's like it's rotting.
Yeah. At our beaches, the problem is if it's got heavy metals in it, that it's cleaned out of the ocean, is what they've mentioned before by collecting it. But I know when DTG was down in Ecuador, he did a lasagna garden and used a bunch of the seaweed right off the beach for it. And, he rinsed it. He rinsed everything that he brought home really well. So I wonder, I don't think we're supposed to take anything from our beaches either, because they're considered like a park. They're not owned, individually, unless you're really rich. You kind of do on A1A, like where Mar-a-Lago is, those homes that are near him. They kind of have their little beach house too across the street. And
it's just dumb.
Probably get in big trouble now if you're over there collecting seaweed for your garden.
I've never collected it because I don't know where the line is. I just know that people.
I haven't either because of that. Yeah, I don't. Mm-hmm. I don't know the line for that, and I also don't know about the heavy metals.
Yeah.
I know. Let them use it if they want to. That's right.
Yeah, it's just like it's it, it's a good thing. Hey, I just cleaned the beach. People can
Right.
put their blanket down and sit on the beach now.
Right. I do wonder, where does it all go, like on our beaches? I'm gonna have to look that up because they do come through with like a rake and they'll rake our beaches sometimes, like a machine. So
Mhm.
I'm wondering now where they stack all that seaweed.
What your hat say, Maureen?
It's dirt merch.
Y'all see that? Y'all see that merch on her head?
Mhm.
Yeah,
In the dirt homestead life with a picture of Dottie.
I was
yeah,
in my
that's nice.
pajamas. I forgot to wear my merch shirt.
It's
Those are
okay.
That's
PJs.
nice.
Thanks. Yeah, it's my go-to hat. Like it's like I don't have to do my hair. I just do up my braid and out I go. Which,
Right.
by the way, this Miss Dottie has had to leave, so I had to have her put down. So that was a very sad day for me. I've
Yeah.
never cried over a chicken. Like
I
I
cried.
mean,
I cried when you told me, like when I started to tell Theron, and
it was
she's
like
not even mine.
it's like, ugh. But I did, but I kept her here because the other chickens, like I'll just put them in our our street compost bin or whatever. But with her, with my big compost bin in the back, I put down an empty flour bag because um, the worms really love like brown, like cardboard boxes and things like that. So I
Yes.
put that down,
Right.
put some leaves down. I laid her down on it so she looked really nice, and I took a little picture. And then I put another brown bag on top of her so that she will compost quickly, and then put about foot and a half of soil on top of her so that the girls wouldn't dig her up. And so this way she can compost down and decompose into the soil, and then her little being will always be here on my property.
I like that.
It was a hard one for like it was just and my vet was so good. Like he just said, she's either got egg yolk peritonitis or she's got cancer. And I'm just like, but and I don't like his method of dispatching. It's not cruel or anything, but it's just like, but it's Dottie,
Right.
and I didn't want her to be scared at all,
Right.
and but anyway, so it was hard, but he left, and he said, because I was going to be leaving, I was going to Alberta for the weekend,
Yeah.
and he said, give your farm sitters my name and don't give her any more painkillers because that's keep her going. And I just thought I couldn't have my farm sitters have my chicken
Done with
die
that.
while I was.
Right.
And so I just said, if you're still in the area, can you come back? And he did. And like he just was super kind. And like he only charged me for the initial visit. He didn't charge me for the dispatch. He just
Oh,
said he said
right.
no, it's okay. And anyway, but it was and it still kind of makes me a little bit sad. And like her chicken friend was Lulu, like it's one of my little white chickens, and I've seen her where she would give food to Lulu, and they were kind of this pair, and most of the time Lulu would sleep beside her unless someone else got in the way. But now that Dottie's gone, Lulu sits in that place. Now I'm sure she's already forgotten about Dottie, but those first couple of nights, it's like, well, this is where I sleep because I'm waiting for Dottie to come. So,
Yeah. And what was it?
Mm.
Mrs. Higgins who was sick too? Which one was
yeah,
it?
well, she's got something wrong with her oil gland. And
Oh, is that what he ended up saying? That's what I didn't.
well, no, he says, no, it's just her bone back there. And it's like, you know what, John? You deal with goats and things like that and horses and cows, and you're not around chickens enough. And I know that there's something not right with this chicken's oil gland. We need to drain it. No, he says it's rock hard. I said, maybe it's calcified. No, it's not. So, but so she's still running about, but I with her, she's super thin, and still some of the chickens are mean to her. It's the barred rocks. They're just mean to everybody, but
Right.
anyway, but Mrs. Higgins, hopefully she'll start beefing up a bit and that. So Anyway, but yeah, so Dottie is she's on all my merch,
Yeah.
because she's got that pearl necklace, and because that's kind of how her coloring was. But
Mm.
yeah, I braved myself because it was like, you know what, Maureen, you don't want to let the chicken go, but the chicken is suffering.
Yeah.
Every movement she is
That's so
suffering.
hard.
How'd you know that though?
Oh,
Behavior.
you just like you're watching her walk. She's limping because there was something hurting her. So that day I did give her some painkillers. She's super, super slow with every movement that she does. Like she doesn't come running. She's not like, whoa, what's going on? I'm here. Where's the treats? Like she's very slow and always stands off because if they bump her, she'll, yeah.
Oh
So,
wow.
And
you
also the other chickens will turn on them, right? Too, when they're starting to
can,
You
feel.
but
show weakness. Yeah.
yeah. So she's showing herself brave and walking along with everybody, but
Right.
but she was a good head chicken. Like never did I ever see her grab at anybody's combs or wattles, or if she was going to put anybody in line, she would just do like a peck in the back of them, and that was
Oh.
it. And when I would introduce the babies to her, because I've had 2 sets of babies around her, I bring them out in a dog cage, and she'll come over and she'll like, okay, don't poke my eyes, and she'll be blinking, but she'll let them pick at her wattle, and then she'll go, and this is how we scratch, and scratch, and scratch, and scratch. Like she was always a kind chicken to the others. It was never, she was never a bully, never a bully. So
I was trying to find the picture Maureen sent me one time when I was doing a live. Was Dottie watching my live?
yeah. Yeah, I had her here in the bin, and I said, "Well, we'll just watch Carol's live." Well, I've got
so cute.
That's the one you had in the room with you?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Yeah.
My wife is trying to.
I did have with Mrs. Higgins in the room with me as well, but no, with Dottie, it's like she was she was 4.5. She was 4.5, over 4.5. Like she would have been turning 5 in March, so just a little bit short of being 5. So she lived a great life, but it's just like no, I know you're gonna die sometime, but not now.
Yeah, I know. It's never a good time. My husband was the one who would look at our dog and be like, it might be time. I'm like, no, it's not time. I'm like, because I wanted our dog to go as naturally as possible. But then we were away and her back legs failed. And I was like, okay, that's time then. I'm like, yeah, that was.
Yeah, I kept hoping that I would just go out and she would be just dead. That would be the best.
Yeah.
And because then it's quick and it's done, right? And oh, I don't know what's wrong. I'm dead, right? But the process of you have you
made a comic strip out of that real quick.
Because that was her personality.
She turned the page. Oh no.
How'd I get here? Oh, I must be dead. There's no other chickens around me, and I got all of Marine vegetables.
I'm going to chicken
heaven. There's all these collards, and nobody's bothering them. Oh, look. Oh, my favorite's over there.
Yeah.
And nobody's yelling at me that I can't have it.
That's right. Maureen's not saying shoo.
No shooing.
Nah, I don't have any more shooing, but anyway.
I get all this charge to myself.
Mm-hmm.
Wasn't that what they used to eat down on you too? If they would get into something, was your chard? Was it?
Oh yeah. It was like, yeah, I grew all that Swiss chard for you. Go ahead, help yourselves. I don't want to eat it. There's
it's not
for all of you. Go ahead.
That's what everybody should know. If you have chickens, that might be. You might have to. With going back to what we were talking about before. Have you done any Vlogmas Christmas stuff? I mean, Vlogmas Christmas. Carol, brain engaged to the mouth. Boop. Okay. Have you done any Vlogmas things with your chickens?
No,
revolving around Christmassy stuff? Okay.
No.
Those might hit. Yeah, those will hit bigger probably. There's something about adding animals to our channels that it's like, I don't know. It just helps with views. Even Laura said that about when they got dogs.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's the chicken videos that do the best and that. So no, I've never really done much decorating out for them. So I don't have a lot, but I
Oh,
ordered
good.
some things and I'm gonna film because I'd like to see what the reactions are. What the heck is this one?
Right. I was looking forward to that. That's what I was like, yes.
I don't think it's safe. We shouldn't go. I don't know.
When we were talking about that before, I'm like, that's going to be great. Even, yeah, that'll be one of my favorites just to see that. Call it Cluckamiths. Yes, Mike's.
Vlogmas.
Cluckmas.
Cluckmas.
Mm-hmm. Merry Cluckmas. Well, oops, not that one. Merry Cluckmas. Yes. So yeah, I've got them some new little things to put outside. So I will. But
I
it's
read
just
this earlier. I'm glad you sealed it off, Serena. I read this earlier that her snake got into her greenhouse and then she figured out where it was and sealed off the hose hookup. That's good. Yeah, we get those. That's why too. Like with chop and drop, you don't see me chop and drop a lot of banana leaves because that's where I'll see the black snakes, and it's like, well, if the black snakes are there that are non-venomous, the venomous ones can be there too. I just want to. That was the second time I wanted to acknowledge that. Little story. I love the Cluckmas. That is so funny.
Merry Cluckmas.
Merry Cluckmas.
Yeah, one of my chickens is actually struggling right now. Yeah, my wife is. She's. I told her, I said, this is just part of life. We given her the best that we could.
Yeah.
Like for real, we've given her the best we could. That's all we could do.
Yeah.
We even took her to the vet. You know what type of stuff that is?
Right.
We don't do that. You just
not
chicken.
not for like a $7 chicken.
Right.
It wasn't even $7. It was $5. And
wow.
I'm taking you to really.
Chickens are like $25 down here now.
No, mine was a baby, but I grew her up from a baby.
Okay, got it.
But then the thing about it is, we took her to the vet, and the vet didn't know. Like, I was so
it wasn't an avian vet. Is that what they told you?
No, they act like they knew what they said. Oh, we're good with chickens. It's like, oh, okay. We went there, and I'm like, I looked at my wife. They said a few things. And I'm like, did you just hear? And my wife was like, because it was like, I'm not going to entertain you by telling you more information and you start making up stuff.
Right.
Oh, we're not going to play. Let's predict something. No, it's okay. You got the little money. We'll just let her be at peace. I'm going to grow a pump. No, I'm not going to say that out loud. But yeah, she'll be okay. She'll get some
plan over her.
No, what I was gonna say is I was gonna plant a herb and allow her to partake of that, and maybe that would make her feel, a little bit better, because they gave us no, I got a video.
You got to make the video.
Okay.
You got to make the video.
I'm fortunate because my vet actually does house calls, and yes, like visits get expensive, but I've learned so much about chicken illnesses and things like that. So I look at that. I went to chicken vet school every time that he came around, and then now we're like once he's been here once. Well, I know what kind of antibiotics I want, or I know what kind of painkillers I want, and I can just text him and say, "Can you drop them by?" And then I just have to pay for the medication. I don't pay for a visit. So it's like. I don't know if you saw this.
Right.
Really?
Wait. Let me see.
Mike, you're pretty smart. Mike said, I know what you said.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. I didn't know they did, but
yeah, I didn't know that either. But no, Serena, here on Vancouver Island, like the most kind of snakes that we'll have are just garter snakes, and they're just here doing, like, I have quite a few of them in the yard, and I do like them here because they're eating
Right.
things that and whatever. So yeah, we don't have poisonous or venomous snakes here on the island.
So
They have to swim over to get them.
After Ireland, St. Patrick came to Vancouver Island and took away all the snakes.
Yeah.
At least
So
the venomous ones.
This is the question.
What question is it about?
Snakes
Snakes? Yeah, I got a lot. I'm in Florida.
in Alaska?
Nope.
No, I don't have a
He's
lot.
like right next door to me.
Yeah, I've seen
Warm-blooded animal, I think.
Warm-blooded
It won't. No.
No, he has bears. He has things that will eat him instead. It's just a
Yeah.
I have the things
Exactly.
that will eat me too if you go in the pond. We have gators, but no, I've only seen
That's scary.
the racer snakes, which is the black racer. A long time ago, I saw indigo. They're huge and they're like blue black. They're a beautiful snake. They're non-venomous, but still don't want them in my yard. Huge because they're huge. Did I say they're huge? They're a very big snake. But what we have down below me in the south is even bigger, which are pythons, anacondas. I don't want to see them, but I have seen the black racer. I've seen a scarlet snake, or king, like you call it, kind of like king snake or milk snake. The scarlet snake looks like the coral snake, so you have to like know that little rhyme. And I'm not good on it because I always mix it up. So I could be dead. So I just stay away from anything that looks like that.
Yeah.
And the other one I'm trying to think that I've seen a ribbon snake, non-venomous. Thankfully, in like my backyard, I have never seen a venomous snake. I'm very grateful because I'm right on the water. And I've seen pictures with people who have had the cottonmouths on their property, and heard about people too, or they have flooding and they've had to go out and dispatch them, like a lot of them, because they were getting closer to their house.
Wow.
Oh, look at that. They do have an endocannabinoid system. That's wild.
That's a word there. Goodness gracious. Screenshot.
I don't know what that word
Google
That's our
Shawnee.
same system that
Can we get a definition of that word, please? Could I buy a vowel?
I know.
Do I have to phone a friend, or what y'all said? Turn down the light?
Endocannabinoid.
No, somebody gonna say something about you can't see me. You don't see my teeth.
We have endocannabinoid system.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's what reacts to it in us is that system.
So it's beneficial to feed them hemp seeds in their feed, and it's beneficial to give them low doses of CBD oil. Start small, watch your animal, see what happens next.
How are they with the THC plant?
It doesn't talk about the THC. It talks about hemp seeds in their feed and CBD oil.
Okay.
I could go into another tab and look that up.
So they'll take the hemp seeds that they say if they take the other seeds.
This is only what I said is what I read. So I can type more specific things in if we put it in the private chat, maybe.
I know. That's true. We have to be careful. We never know.
Yeah.
And you take away the rattle to make a baby cry. So, well, we are at 2.5 hours, so I'm going to call it. And I just
boo, we like hanging out. Boo.
Boo. So thank you, Shawneegrows, for your answers were so fabulous. We got to know you more, and then we got to learn a whole bunch more of like why we do what we do. So I do appreciate that. And of course, Carol for coming on up, and GT, lovely to see your face, and a happy birthday to you, sir.
Yes, happy
I got a question.
Oh, sorry. Just let me just GT, do you have a question?
I like what you did. I like your questions. I like the way you interacted with that. I like that. Like
Yes.
that's how I want to be interviewed. Like
Right.
I see a lot of people do interviews and there's some good ones, but I like what you did, Maureen. Like I almost was like, you know what, I should write down her question. I was like, no, that's theft. But you did a good job, Maureen.
You
Yeah.
did.
And you put your
Tell that.
passion in there, Shawnee.
Oh my gosh,
It
That
was
was a good
was
job.
like, listen,
Yes.
I'm smacking down
Yeah.
my answers.
It's excellent.
Yeah,
I
I was
loved the
driving. I
category.
was driving, so I had my my
Oh.
steering wheel like
Right.
this. Yeah, she
Yeah.
made me tighten up. I was like, oh,
Like what
no
Gigi
joke.
says, we've both been on here for just a little bit longer than our girlfriend.
But
And I didn't think it was, I was like, oh, I don't know. Because a lot of people interview and a lot of people talk about like other people's channels, but he's right. You did an awesome job. And you two together, like it was a really, really good interview.
thank you.
It
Yeah,
was
thank
really
you.
I
great.
was
Well, that
wondering, like, how she thought of that question.
oh,
Where did she steal that question? Should I ask Google top
no.
gardening questions? Like,
No.
I was amazed. Like, whoa.
Might be
No.
chat. Chat.
Yeah.
She loves
ChatGPT.
chat.
She
Okay,
used
What?
ChatGPT.
Yeah, she uses chat.
Oh,
GPT. It's her
man.
other friend that
I don't
never
like AI like that.
chat never comes up on the panel.
Oh,
But
man.
no, I like it because like I've got a running tab with mine, and so I can just say I need an ad for my sourdough this Saturday. I don't have to go all the details because I have a running tab. But so I'll tell you what I wrote. I said I'm wanting to have the content creator Shawneegrows on my live tonight. She is fairly new content creator. Her channel is about growing food to provide healthy food for her family, and she wants to teach others to do the same. I want to help her channel I want to help her channel, so I want to have her as a guest to help other people to get to know her better. And then I just took her this about me page from YouTube, and I said I would like to chat with her for about an hour and would like some interesting questions to ask her. Could you come up with some great questions that would be fun, intriguing, and thought-provoking, please? And I just did that, and then it came up and it just spit them all out. And then I sent them over to Shawnee so that she could have a look at them and be somewhat prepared, except for I didn't give her the quick fire questions. And then even when I asked it, I said, can you write a description for this live? I didn't even have to go, the previous live, I go, can you write a description for it? It went and found that she's in Minnesota, and it wrote a great description that was very, very focused on Shawnee. And so I am using the AI for this specific thing because it helps me write better.
Right.
I'm not asking it into other things. I'm just going, I need a title, I need a thumbnail or whatever. I need a description. Help me make this better. Or I'll write it out and I'll go, can you make it better? And they go, oh, and it'll actually say, I think this sounds more like you.
Wow.
Because it's gotten to know me because I take all of my videos and I take the transcript and I go and I throw it in there and I go, write a description from this transcript of my video. Because I would sit there and go, okay, today's video.
Do you have the paid version by now? Or are you still working with the free AI?
Just the free.
Wow, I didn't know it kept like all that information away.
I can't. Yeah, it'll go past 30 days and then it'll go, this is October stuff. So I can even go back. And like, and I was
as she stays logged in, you keep the tab open.
I don't log in. I just guest. I'm a guest and I ask a question.
Yeah. Okay.
So you can do it that way too. But I prefer this because then I can just go, here's the transcript.
I think I log in.
I need a title. I need a thumbnail title, a 5 words or less thumbnail title. I need SEO hashtags because it's going to do the research for me, right? On that particular video. What are the really good SEO kind of tags for this type of video? That's what I ask it. So, am I getting it to do other things other than just helping me write? Because that would take me hours because I go, this video is about me making sourdough crackers with using only 3 ingredients. It's going to make it sound more eloquent. So
Did
I
you
use
ask it why you're getting lower views on those couple of videos?
Oh, we did have a discussion.
Okay.
We did have.
You ain't got to email them, huh?
What
Yeah,
did
no,
he
and-
say or
and-
she say?
And
It
the
said-
and actually the like, you know, it's answers to me because I wasn't asking like, you know, what I go, this is what's going on, and I'm just so frustrated. He goes, I can understand why it's frustrating for you, but you're doing very well, and you just have to keep the course. Maybe it's because of this, or maybe it's because of that. And I go, well, it's not that, you know. So yeah, no, we have late night discussions.
I asked it while we were live, and it gave me 10 different points, and it was like, well, she checked 8 of those already. It's not that, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh.
Yeah. And it's
Yeah.
like, well, even one of them right here, it just says target a holiday audience specifically. Use keywords, hashtags in the descriptions like Christmas traditions, holiday recipes. And you give me those already.
I did that.
You're the one that made the hashtags that are those. We already put them in. Don't you remember that?
It's your fault, AI. It's your fault.
That's right.
Wow. AI is something else.
I know.
Yeah.
The creepy part was that it found Shawnee, and
It
she's
says
in
it in my about
Minnesota.
page that I'm in Minnesota.
Yeah,
But
I
it's
know.
been gathering
Okay,
information for
creepy
like
that it-
20, 30 years though, right?
Yeah.
It's just kind of
Yeah, it's been gathering information for a long time.
Oh yeah, well,
Yeah, it
and you
does say
carry
you can
around
control
what
it.
it gathers too from.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But there was even a point where it was like, okay, you know, because I was learning that you on your thumbnail, your 5 words or less thumbnail, it shouldn't be the same as what your title is, but they should kind of go together. And so I was actually trying to teach it that and saying, okay, it's, you know, you can't just repeat it, and you can't, it's almost like here's the question on the thumbnail and here's the answer. Not like not necessarily, but it would they go together, but they're, you know, one leads into the other. And I had to say, okay, no, it's not like that. And we'd go around the fence about that one. But
Right.
now,
I think
now it
Mike
knows.
is kind of laughing because he's like, you know, like a married couple and said
Yes.
conversation. No, it wasn't that.
No, I don't.
Honey.
No,
Honey.
that's not the right way. I didn't tell
Honey.
you to do that. I don't know what
You're not listening.
That's right.
You're not listening.
Are you watching football? Look at me, please.
Right, right. I am going to sign out. Good night. So
You're
no,
not
it's-
expressing yourself clearly.
An AI.
yeah. No,
Pretty
so I always say,
soon,
"Please
they'll
and
be there."
thank you. And when I say, you know, like it was like I said, oh, I love this, thank you. And it's you're so welcome. I'm thrilled you love the questions. I'm sure
Yeah.
your live with Shawnee will be a fantastic conversation and such a gift to her and her viewers. Wishing you an engaging and successful stream. Let me know if you need anything else. Always here to help with a smiley face.
See, now I need
Whoa.
to interview Shawnee, and now I'll have to go into my AI and say,
That's a
listen, one of your
relationship.
friends helped my friend interview her
Man.
before. Can't do any repeat questions. Here's her information.
Yeah.
If I seen it on my wife's laptop and it said, I was like, who is this dude? Like, why is he so commandeering? He got a cape on his what's going on? Like, I would wonder, like, what's his intentions?
Right.
Like, goodness.
I think that's, what's the intention here that they've made them so.
We already know what the
compatible.
intentions is.
Right. Yeah, that's true.
Yes.
But-
So that's why I say
and-
please and thank you, because when the overlords take over, they will remember the kindness of Maureen.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because they
Yeah.
recording everything, so you better be nice.
Look at Miss Sharon. She's like, I don't know, but I don't think YT has enough money for me to do all that. I hear you. I hear you.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Trust
I agree. But yeah, I you know, part of me was not super comfortable, but the time that it saves me,
Right.
because I even tell it, like once the transcript's up, I go, and I want you to make me timestamps, because I used to watch the entire video
Oh wow! Oh wait.
and go 00 dot or 00:00 introduction, and then let it go, pause, and then 02 colon 0 or 35 this is the next part. Like I would give the timestamps because that's another thing that you put on your videos.
I thought
because
YouTube
then
did that
people like them
automatically.
better.
I thought that was a YouTube AI thing that did it. I didn't
Okay.
realize.
No, they do have it does say that it can be timestamped, but
Yeah.
no, I physically put in timestamps to all my videos.
I think I am
Wow.
starting to understand why your daughter wants you to take next December off. I don't know why.
Yeah, you fiending. Like I don't know.
Is this a
Like
good
my
time?
ADHD won't allow me to stay on topic for more
Right?
than like
Is this
I can't do it.
No.
So I'll be talking about this chair that I'm sitting in the beginning of the live, and then I might talk about it later. Like I'm like jambalaya. It's all over the place. Can't do no time step with me.
Right.
Yeah.
And we don't do it on
Mm-mm.
purpose. It's just the way our brain is wired. Like
I
when
can't help it.
Shawnee can take what Diva says and goes and she can do exactly it and repeat it. And she's like, oh, I'm just doing what Diva said. And I'm like, yeah, I know Diva told me it too, but it just won't stay in here.
Make you want to
long
pout.
enough.
Like, I want to do it too.
I want to do it.
Oh, me.
It won't work right.
I want to keep more than the 20%, please, in here. Like
It's the story of my life.
I'd like a little bit more than the 20% of that.
For sure.
But 2 weeks
Give me-
ago, you learned how to change the thumbnails on your shorts.
Yes. And I forgot already.
But you
No,
can
it's
run
free that, right? It's a
You
free
can
dot.
watch the video and go, oh, I can change
That's
that
right.
thumbnail. I can make it better.
Right.
I can change it. I can adjust it. So it's all
Aw.
good. But
Thank you, Miss Sharon.
thank you, Miss Sharon.
But Diva just naturally has that leadership in her. But definitely.
I don't know
Gifted
because
that
I feel pretty scattered most of the time. Because it's
Yeah.
like, okay, how did I get here? Well, that's why I like the vidIQ to go. Your title is your title is too long. Well, then I go, okay, let's shorten it. I
Right.
like to go through that checklist because if I don't, I'll miss something. Because I okay, where am I at? What am I doing? But I do for the script part, I let ChatGPT do it for me. And sometimes I have asked it to script a video because I wanted to try, can I do that? And those are very hard for me to have a script.
Excuse me.
They'll look at the line and they'll go, and today we're going to dig the hole. And then I come to the video. And today we're gonna dig.
Yeah.
It's just a short sentence, Maureen. Today we're gonna dig the hole. Today we're gonna dig the hole.
When it doesn't flow, yeah, naturally.
And what did you call it? What?
What?
VPN, would you say?
No, not me.
I was just gonna click that one too.
VidIQ, VIDIQ.
Yeah, vidIQ. There's a free
vidIQ.
add-on. I think she has. Did you end up getting the pay for the vidIQ though? Because you're
I do free. I'm no. I'm not. It's
done
like the pro. Like you can go on. Like you do sign up for it, and you can still get even some stuff off their website. But it's like I don't have the capacity to go. I'm doing my life, my videos, whatever I'm doing, my family, and then have to go through a course where I'm trying to learn how to do stuff. But there is lots of free that they give you. I wanted to see this comment that the reason you watched my video was the thumb was so bad.
That's so funny. That's so funny. Well, maybe that's because they're tired of the real, like the YouTubers that are like that it's just all for YouTube and not necessarily for teaching, Rob. So there is a mixture out there because even with the shorts, you notice that they have the same tone. Like the way that they do the voiceover is like this melody that they've come up with.
Yeah.
And
Shut
sometimes
up and get out of my way. I'm not doing that checklist.
yeah. Right.
Well, that's the thing is I wanted to have it's like I'm trying to do the best that I can with making videos and getting content and me learning how to grow and teaching people to grow because I feel the same. It's like people were crazy. They were running to get toilet paper and it's like, and I'm sitting in my garden going, but I'm growing some lettuce so that we can eat the lettuce. You guys are running for paper. I'm growing broccoli. And it was important that I, like I said, to teach my adult children. It's like, let's have a taste of this. Let's have a taste so that they go, we know, I know that there will be when I go, there will be a fight over who gets the pressure canner.
Mm. Right.
Because it's like and that pressure canner will be around for my great grandchildren. Like it's indestructible. And
Yeah.
that is a great way to preserve food.
Right. So now you're going to have to buy a couple of them for the instead of just having one. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm talking about, how the AI does it. Now people are kind of copying that though too, like even real people, the way it sounds.
Yes.
The only time that you can sometimes figure out like, okay, that is AI is when they pronounce certain words, like even in my song, they don't know how to say live. They live.
They live.
Yeah. And with certain words like that, read, read.
Yeah.
Yes, you can.
Fuzzy paper.
Yes. Fuzzy and soft.
Apparently mullein is good to put in the bottoms of your shoes too. I read that last week.
Just hope it doesn't tear at the wrong time if you're using it as TP.
True story. True story.
GT has his hand up again for me.
Oh, you do this on purpose. Let me just check. Is anybody? Oh, GT, do you have another question?
So
God.
I just wanted to let you know that the hashtag WIG 2024 is going on.
Oh,
You
yeah.
had asked me previously what's going on in my life, and I forgot to mention that. So I just wanted to mention that because I was looking over here.
Can people
at
still
the seeds.
join? Was my question.
Yes,
I
definitely.
Forgot. Okay.
Definitely join. Put the hashtag up.
WWIG,
It's only from
right?
seed. Hashtag WIG 2024. Yes.
Right there. Shawnee just did
Yes.
her short. She has her short on it with the mung bean short.
Oh, I can't put the shorts on my playlist, I don't think.
Really?
Why?
I don't know how.
Short playlists. How do you do a short playlist? They don't have that. They don't give us an option.
All I know is
You should.
Really?
Okay, well, I'll try. I went to somebody's short on accident, and I was like, "Hey, this is a WIG," and then it gave me no options to. I couldn't rewind. I couldn't remix or something else.
Oh, they might have clicked something so you couldn't do it.
Well, once I have a couple of them, I can string them together and post a long format video, and then you can add it to the playlist.
There you go.
I thought I added one. I added your video.
Well, all mine are shorts. It worked.
All of them are shorts. Then it worked.
Uh-oh.
Yay!
I'm pretty sure. Now I don't remember.
Here you go.
I only do a lot of shorts. They're easier for me.
Yes, and they bring in.
You're already there. Trying to watch TV, you go.
Is that GT's house?
Yelled
That
at.
was great to hear people in the background. That was cute.
Yeah, they're shorts. So if he got them to work, then it worked.
Oh yeah, there's one like when I do hashtag 2024. Shawnee's mung beans are there.
Okay.
But it might not allow him to add.
He has a playlist on his channel.
Oh.
Yeah.
And I don't.
Okay.
And yeah, it's not allowing him to add it. Can you see a thing where it says add to a playlist? Yeah, like maybe it's just like a save.
Do I have to change something on my end? Like in the studio?
I'm wondering if something was clicked where because they have that don't remix area. I wonder if you end up clicking any of those, if it blocks people from downloading it. But I've never saved a short, I don't think. I've sent a short to myself, but I don't know if I've saved one. I'm not sure. like on a playlist. I put everyone I see on my community page. Oh, okay.
Yep.
That's
That's
a
where I
good
found
idea.
people is Mike's community tab. Yeah.
Yeah, my community tab, I don't know if anybody ever sees it. It goes out like so
It
late.
takes a
into
day
the-
later.
Yeah,
The
that's what I
next
thought.
day I see it. Yeah.
Yeah, like what? Thanks.
I didn't know I was so loud, y'all.
You're fine.
No,
You're
my
not loud
client just told me. He said, "I can hear you in the other room, man. You gonna wake up the dead." I said, "What?" He's like, "Yes, you're loud. Why you laugh so loud?" I'm like, "I'm happy." He's like, "Well, don't be happy." I said,
Oh,
"Oh
wow.
man."
Sounds like
That's fun.
my husband used to wake up to my laughter, but I would scream. I screamed one time next to the bedroom and he didn't even hear it because somebody was in our backyard.
Mm.
Something about laughter waking people up.
Right.
GT, do
So
you just
Rob,
type in the search box the hashtag?
I
Yeah.
go to
Find it?
YouTube. I
Okay.
put in hashtag WIG 2024, and it tells me like there's supposedly there's 100 channels. Yes, don't be happy.
Don't be
It was
happy.
his first response too, and he walks around like this. And I ask him all day, "Are you okay?" "Yes, I'm okay." "Why are you asking me?" "Because you frown all the time." Like
Right.
I smile and I laugh a lot all day long, and it
yeah,
gets on people's nerves because I'm just in a happy spirit, but
Right.
I
life
love
too
it.
short. I ain't got time to be dealing
We
with none of
love
that
it. It's
stuff.
contagious. I love it.
I
Too.
This is who I am.
Right.
Mhm.
I think it drives
Yeah.
my husband. He's the opposite. My husband's more like that person that I'm always asking, "Are you okay? Is something wrong?" But he's introverted. And we were at Disney and I had gotten the bubble wand for Malachi, but then I had it in my hand and we're in line and we're waiting. There's little kids and they're climbing all over everything. So I started using the bubble wand and the kids all loved the bubbles because they, said something about the bubbles. So I just kept doing it and let them play because it was giving me joy to see them too happy. And he looks at me and he goes, "I don't think Malachi's really into it right now." And I'm like,
Mm.
okay.
Hit
Hello?
this hashtag symbol.
Yeah, so I typed in hashtag WIG 2024 and this is what I see, Rob. And then I click on that right there. And then now it's all the people that put that hashtag and their videos and whatnot are popping up in here. And you can go see their channels and follow along for their indoor growing journey. So
Yep.
that was that
So
simple.
now up there, I was gonna say now go and do the Vlogmas one.
Okay.
Hashtag Vlogmas 2024.
I don't know if I want to.
I don't want to be in that mess. I
What do
would
I
not
want
be
to
so
share?
happy, man.
That, Serena? I don't know. Share what?
So this is all lowercase. See how it's lowercase?
Yeah.
It's not capital for Vlogmas.
Yeah.
Right.
But I think that doesn't matter.
Okay.
So then it's going to show you all of the
Yep.
Vlogmases that are out there right now that are hashtagged. If they're not hashtagged, they won't show up in this grouping.
Okay. So then that's
It's
where
all
you're
super
seeing.
Christmas related stuff.
So who's the
Absolutely.
Canadian then that we were referencing?
Hey, don't do that. That's messy.
I'm just kidding.
Privately.
No,
No, I don't know.
that was getting all the views.
I don't know where I don't know what
Hold
hers
on.
is. I'd have to look again.
Right? Wait a minute.
In
That's such a
2000.
right?
Yeah.
Ooh, maybe
Yeah.
it'll tell me. Let's Google it.
Yes, Google it.
Yeah.
Mike says about 2000. That's his vote.
Yeah.
Probably
ice
when all the
cream.
computers were supposed to crash the end of 1999 as we went into year 2000.
Yeah. And Rob, your hashtags like like on a YouTube video, you only want 3 because if you overdo it, then YouTube starts getting, messy with you. So so if I'm making let's say I'm making a one of them was showing chicken coops. And so I do the thing hashtag best chicken coop. And that way, when someone comes up and they go, you know what, I want to look up what would be the best chicken coop, there is a good chance that my video will come up to answer that. Like all the videos that have hashtag best chicken coop. It will scroll through. Oh, 2007.
I'm gonna put worst chicken coop.
Yeah, there you go.
I'm not in it for that, but it's like everything about my chicken coop is like, how did you mess up everything? Nothing is square. Nothing is square.
Well, you will.
Okay.
And the thing is that you will probably get clicks because people, they like seeing, crazy disasters or things that are not working. And then also, the other thing is that people really like to watch is challenges. So when you go, I have to, today I'm flying from here to Paris, but I have all these things to do. They love watching to know, like, will you make it to Paris? They want to know. Yeah. So.
Good night, Rob.
All right. Good night, Rob. Thanks for coming and hanging out.
2007 was 16 years ago. When you put it like that, so crazy.
Yeah, it doesn't look right. It's like, did she do the math right? Wait a minute.
I know. Like, how is that happening so fast?
Yeah, people do like.
Yeah, they do like fails. Well, that's like I challenged myself to build a chicken coop. Come see my disasters. It's too long of a title.
I'm clipping that. I'm putting that as a title. I like that. Let me see, what minute are we at? 3 hours? I'm coming back for that. I'm coming back for that, Carol. That's gonna be my title.
Even a raised bed, like I thought, oh, this will be simple. Nobody told me that the wood can just bow out on you as you're building a raised bed. My first raised bed. It did.
That's why I used those blocks. I just slid the wood in the slot of the block. I didn't mess around with
those. Like,
but 6 years later, it's all bowing out. We ripped it all out anyways. But
right. And now I'm not
used
even
the
allowed
metal.
to use wood because of the termite situation in Florida. Like my husband's like, no wood in the backyard. Yeah. Unless it's cedar. Cedar I could probably use, but he really doesn't want any wood because he works in the lawn care and pest control industry. Yeah, we don't get lights don't go on outside our house because of them, and we don't put wood planters out because of them because they could destroy
it's
our
bad.
house. Yeah, it's bad.
Wow.
Oh yeah. And they don't show up until they swarm. So you don't know if you have them unless you catch the swarm like visually. Yeah, it's a serious thing.
Oh,
it's in all the South. It's all throughout the South has issues.
I even got a thumbs down for one of my videos. Wow.
What?
I don't see that very often. Yeah. Somebody went, I don't like it.
Oh my goodness. Wow.
Okay, tell me how you really feel.
The kids are going to be off for the holidays, so we're going to get some shenanigans.
I had a video. I think it was a live stream. Had a down. Yeah.
Down boat.
Yeah.
I ain't even gonna say what I got. I don't want to jinx myself. I'm gonna leave that alone.
Well, I will say I've only gotten down boats at certain times in my experience on YouTube. When I've been accused of doing that and I wasn't doing it, it was someone else doing it and saying I was doing things. So that's the only time I've gotten that. But I'll probably get one now or all on everything when somebody sees it.
I ain't got nothing to say about it. Nothing to say about it.
Right. I don't know.
Here's a sugar
Look
cookie.
at that. We made it to 3 hours, Maureen. Look at that.
There you go.
Look at the power of community. This is community work here. Yes.
Yes, it is. I love the community because it's you guys understand. Because it's like when if I try to explain it to my friends or my mom, they don't understand all of the other stuff that goes on. They don't quite comprehend. Well, did I click it on it right? It was on Facebook. Are you gonna get a play if I click it from Facebook? It's like yes, it's on YouTube. So
yeah, I thought I could play when I was trying to get my hours when we first started. I thought, well, I can play it on our household Wi-Fi on the TV, and it's like not my account, so I could maybe get some hours that way. That's where I figured out that they did negative hours. Because remember, I said, how do you get negative hours? Like, oh, so when I was running my channel, seeing if it would give me hours, it did at first. And then it found out it came from the same ISP or whatever that thing is. And it took them. So if you are trying to get hours, do not try it on your same Wi-Fi. If you're running your own stuff on like a different computer under a different account, like it will not register, or it will register for a few days and then they will take them away.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Because, I was pretending to be my kid who, couldn't help her mother out.
Imaginary, huh?
To answer your question, Robert, I do. I stop before 3 hours. That's what I do.
Robert sends her messages, loving messages from the very, very wayside chat. Oh, you're going to put some time in.
I'm buying this next.
It's pretty.
I'm putting it in my cart. Yes, I want this.
More of it?
This is a perennial from 4 to 9, so I gotta have it.
I need that. Oh, 4 to 9? Oh, they just cut 10 out like that. Huh?
Yeah, y'all too hot.
Right.
They said, no, they burn up there.
I would love to get into 9. Seems like the sweet spot. Even 8 would be nice. For
7.
I'd like some cherries.
Yeah, Broke says that's I think it's 7, 8 because they get enough.
His is 8. He said 8. I say 7.
8 is a sweet spot, I think. 7, 8 because they get enough chill out hours for like the stone fruits and the cherries, like the real cherries. I can only grow Barbados cherries, but Barbados cherries is one of the highest in vitamin C. It's the acerola cherry that they make vitamin C from.
I don't know, Serena, why you might be invisible again. I haven't seen you post. The last post you did was about sharing that. I don't know what it was that you wanted shared.
Yeah, I just
What did that say? Put it back on the screen. Wait a minute. What did that say?
We didn't see anything else. Here, Serena, look.
Lord.
Look, I'll show you. Here's all Mike. Like
GT,
Mike, and then you. And we wouldn't be able to see stuff if you erased it yourself, pretty much. That's the only way it would happen. We'd be able to see if somebody erased them, but nobody has.
So before we go, do you want to see the?
I shared
this. Half of the turkey. Half of my turkey.
Yeah, did you see that? Her video with the.
But you can't really tell how big it is.
No, you can't in the short. I was like, I can't tell how big it is.
No, I'll just go grab it right here.
Because the plastic is kind of morphing.
Yeah, it was starting to fog up.
GT, she has a family tradition of trying to get the largest turkey for Christmas, and she's gonna.
You can't
max
post
out.
links, honey. You don't have a wrench. That's why you don't have a wrench.
How many pounds do you think it weighs, GT?
So this is half of it.
Half.
See, it starts to fog up. So you're gonna miss the wing here. So here is the wing tip. See.
Don't drop it.
I know it'll be on my keyboard, but this is half of the turkey that I bought for Christmas. The other half is in there.
How you gonna put that in? You got a big oven?
No, I can put the half in. Oh. Okay.
You cannot post because you don't have a wrench, Serena. No wrench.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the whole turkey's 48 pounds.
Oh, good Lord. That's
48.
huge. What are you going to do with all of that?
I miss that.
You're going to make turkey sandwich for life.
Eat it.
That's a lot of turkey.
That's a lot of turkey.
Yeah.
That's a lot of turkey.
That one was 20. Well, that one was 24 pounds. Just that half of turkey that I just brought out.
How many people are coming to Christmas?
Well, Christmas Day, I just moved up to 4 of us.
So not like 53 or anything.
No,
So
but well,
fun.
we're doing
Yeah.
two Christmases. So on the Sunday after Christmas, then my daughter and her boyfriend will come from the mainland. My cousin and her daughter will be here. My other daughter might still come with her fiance. I'm not sure, but they have a long drive to do. So yeah, I'm gonna feed the masses. I love
Yeah.
having extra people at my dinner. Like I hate to think of a person by themselves on Christmas Day with no place to go. So um anyway, it was she just the problem with my I call her my turkey handler. She has uh last year it was because they went away to Africa on a trip, and so that they didn't get to deal with the turkeys. This year the plucker was broken, so then they were waiting to get it fixed. So then, every day those turkeys are getting bigger and bigger. And
Right.
so I got one that was 48 pounds. That's the biggest turkey I think I've ever had. And no, I have a wall oven and it is small. I wasn't going to be able to cook the whole thing in my oven alone. It wouldn't have held the turkey in it. So, and now that it's cut in half, I can just cook half at a time. So yes, we will have turkey for days. And that the one of the things that when you do get a
What?
fresh turkey, the thigh on it is like that. It's big. It's like what I'm seeing in the stores. It's like you get lots of breast meat, but then your dark meat is very, very little, very little. So
Right. Oh, that's
You have to
fantastic.
update us on the taste of the bird.
Yeah.
oh,
Mhm.
it's incredible. Like I had one from her last year. There's just nothing like it. Where you just
What's her
so yeah,
feed like? Did she say what she feeds them or anything?
I've never asked her.
That
But they,
makes it
they
taste
would
so good.
they would be free ranging, like they would just, and I
Oh,
said they're foraging
that's
themselves.
good.
So
That'll make the meat taste really good. Yeah, instead of just
mhm.
what they feed them now in the stores. That I would love to try one right off the farm just to
Mhm.
see the difference. But I did find out this year 10 pounds is definitely not enough for leftovers for us. It just
That
went it just went too fast. It was like, okay, my husband just ate the whole turkey breast because it was about the size of a chicken breast. So yeah, that's not like Thanksgiving that I grew up with. We gotta get a bigger bird next year.
no, because the next day you need to have white bread
Yeah.
with butter and mayonnaise on it and turkey slices and salt and pepper. You have to eat a white
Oh,
bread sandwich the next day.
we used
And if
to
there
have
isn't any,
white bread rolls. My mom would get these little rolls that were white bread rolls, and we would have our little turkey sandwiches or little ham sandwiches after Christmas. It was always these little square rolls that they looked like, they had a little flower on top as, their decoration. I don't know, but yeah, that sounds so good
all
right
right, I'm gonna say goodnight again and
now.
thank Shawneegrows for coming and letting us get to know you. And I just, wish you blessings on your channel as you grow and grow, grow your food and grow your channel. Oh, no, you don't. Nope, don't see that over there. Sorry.
We have to
And
go to bed. Plus, I need to
thank
eat
you,
now.
Carol, for also coming out. And thank you for GT for coming up. And for all of you in the chat for hanging out with us. I do really appreciate you. Tomorrow, Storms, Radios, and Cats will be on
Yes.
at 9 p.m.
9:30 Eastern usually.
9:30 Eastern.
Yeah.
So you can check them out. And also, if you are subscribed to Shawnee, make sure you ring that bell because she
Yes.
pops up with these lives, and
Mm-hmm.
you're usually just 1 hour long. So you get in and you get some good information, and then you're done. So you want to grab onto her live. So if you are subscribed, ring the bell so that you'll see when she pops up.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Anyway, take care. God bless. Have a great rest of your weekend.
Everybody, God
Trust the
bless.
process.
Process. Oh, end stream here. There we go.